Excelsior, everyone, and welcome to Thunderbolts Savage right here on Sword and Key. This is a Marvel Multiverse RPG game in support of Living Arts Detroit. Great organization that we'll talk about here in just a second. But before all of that, hi, my name is Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I am joined again by these very lovely people to play some Marvel Multiverse RPG as the Thunderbolts, a team of anti-heroes and villains doing their best to do their best. And what their best is it's a sliding scale, really. It often involves explosives and low levels of teamwork. But we're getting there. We're getting there more and more. Um, I do want to say that, again, this game is in support of Living Arts Detroit. You can donate to that wonderful organization that works in the greater Detroit area to provide arts programs that's like theater, kind of the general arts as far as, any medium you can really think of, but extending outwards even into graphic arts and film and music to kids under, I think even before kindergarten, well up through high school. So it's a great organization, and you can spice up our game with incentives if you do donate. There are things like Edge, which is like a type of advantage, or even Trouble if you want to make things extra spicy, or even group stuff that you can do as well. So all that and more can be found at the Tiltify link that you can see in chat, as well as on all of our socials. Yeah, you can also find all of Sword and Key's other things at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find the link that I was just talking about, that Tiltify link. You can also find links to our Discord, where you can join and hang out with cool people like these, talk about cool things. You can also see our applications there first. We'll have applications out for our Pride Month games very soon. You can also, if you're not watching this live on Twitch, if you are, give us a follow. It's much appreciated. If you're not, you can, check out our YouTube with all of our other VODs. You can go and follow our Twitch. You can see some of our affiliates. We have a number of great affiliates like Long Dog Dice. Jen makes incredible dice sets. In fact, like these, which I just got in the mail yesterday. And these are now our official Horizons Call dice. They have little bits of copper in them and these really cool blues. And Jen also surprised me with the D6 has our logo emblazoned right there on it. It's pretty fucking cool. So you can check out Long Dog Dice and use our discount code for 10% off your first purchase. You can also check out our affiliate Eldritch Foundry, who makes custom minis, no matter how weird and wild your TTRPG character might be. You can also see our affiliate. I'm stumbling over everything today. Hit Point Press, makers of Humblewood and Islands of Sina Una and Griffin Saddlebag books. You can use our custom affiliate link if you're going to be purchasing anything from them. And again, if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see the application when it's out. It will also be posted there. And then you can also see all of our charitable organizations that we're donating to, namely for this game, the Living Arts Detroit link for Tiltify. All that said, I want to go around and have these lovely people say more about themselves and where you can find more of them. And we'll do a little recap and we will jump back into things. So, Anne, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello. Hi, I'm Anne. My pronouns are she, her. I'll be playing Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat.
Absolutely. Next up, we have TV.
Hi, my name is TV, and I am pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Frank Castle, aka the Punisher.
Hell yeah. Next up, we have Buns.
Hey guys, I'm a Buns. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm playing Typhoid Mary, whose pronouns are also she and they and they and it and they.
Contains multitudes, literally.
Yeah.
And last but absolutely not least, we have Cass.
Hi, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm playing Mark or Steven or Jake, otherwise known as Moon Knight. And their pronouns probably should be they, but as far as I'm aware, he's he, him.
It's a variety of he hims. It's not a singular. It's one at a time, really. I think it's a different version of Mary's, which can be a couple of people at one time. To be fair.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I should have asked before, but I'm going to ask now. Would anybody like to do the recap? Don't feel obligated to, but would anyone like to jump in for that to get a free use of Fantastic Success? Yeah, okay, Buns, you're gonna okay, go for it. Yeah,
The
I
chuckling
believe in you.
probably isn't a good good thing. So Mary's voice kind of comes on. It's like, okay, see, listen, and I kind of want to come across as them trying to explain to Frank what happened when things settled down. So it kind of goes backwards a little bit. Goes, see, what had happened was, we were in the trees because we were traveling, decided we were going to go forward from the last time. And we found a camp and everything was fine. We were all good. It was that weird guy with the fluffy thing, Craven. That guy. Found him, and then while we were possibly stealing from him / getting away from him, suddenly the guy with the loincloth that talks like this came out of nowhere. That happened. Not happy about it. He made goo-goo eyes at me, but not in a fun way, and asked me a simple question. Could I kill the strongest person? And before I could get you and Moon Knight to rock, paper, scissors so I could see who that was, he kind of yoinked Moon Knight out of the reach like you would a really cute kitten you saw in a bush or something. And then I tried to passively punch you in the face until you stopped breathing. But you were fine. And I was right. You are the strongest. Good job.
That was amazing. That was very good. Wonderful job, Buns. So we return to the middle of our fight, where I have written down here, Stegron has a number of conditions that have been posed on him. Here we go. So Stegron the Dinosaur Man has run up and has been grabbed, jinxed, and taunted by a variety of people, taunted by Typhoid Mary. So we are going to jump back into things. We're going to roll for initiative again, just because of the chaos of everything. But to kind of set the scene, about 100 feet away from your little group, which it is nighttime, you are in the tall grass. There are distant spotlights to kind of give a little bit of mood lighting. There is a moon that is in the sky that is also somewhat illuminating things, and that like kind of weird whitish blue kind of hue. So in the tall grass, you all were trying to sneak. Sauron, the pterodactyl man, did swoop down, did entice, or hypnotize is more accurate, Typhoid Mary to attack or kill the strongest person. Sauron has been knocked unconscious. However, Stegron the Dinosaur Man, a Hulk juggernaut-sized Stegosaurus person, has come charging at you with Craven the Hunter, left in his camp, again, about 100 feet away, who is also going to be engaged with you relatively quickly. You have... Stegron has been grabbed by Moon Knight and jinxed by Black Cat, and then taunted by Typhoid Mary, and then Frank also has a little bit of distance away as well, where Frank was hiding behind a tree, or at least getting cover behind a tree. So let's go ahead and do that initiative here real quick, and I will do the same for Stegron and Craven so we can see where they both end up. And then feel free to put that in our Zoom chat, and we'll get all of that sorted.
Wasn't I grappling Stegron?
You were the one that was grappling Stegron. That's right. It was Frank. It was not Moon Knight. You are correct. Yes. So you have Stegron grabbed because Frank is... The Punisher is just a huge human being. Just not a superhuman, but like a superhuman, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Hey. I got a decent roll here. I messed myself up, guys. My nose itches and it has face paint on it.
Mech it.
I rolled a
Okay.
19, much better than last week.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16. I'm gonna just really quickly run to the bathroom. I'm so sorry. I'll be right
Hey,
back.
you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Okay, 19 also there for Typhoid Mary. Between Black Hat and Typhoid Mary, would either of you like to go first, or would you like to see whose dexterity, or their agility rather, is higher?
My agility is a 5.
Mine is not.
Okay, we'll have Black Cat go first then.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Moon Knight got an 18.
an 18. Very nice. Oh, incredibly well.
Look, we're focused. We're locked in. We're ready.
Absolutely.
We're locked in. Yes, we are. Also, if Typhoid Mary wants to fastball special the cat. There's nothing more
because we have the
dangerous
same
than...
initiative. Would that be okay?
Yeah, no, it would
Yeah.
be so funny if you did. There's
Absolutely.
nothing more dangerous than trying
And
to throw a
since Frank
cat.
did it to Typhoid Mary earlier, they're definitely going to like try to copy his stance when he did it. He's like, "This is how you got to do it." It's
Look, there's no one. Like, if we're doing individual things, Black Cat would probably jump in first. But if you're gonna fastball special Cat,
We
I'm
got
just
this.
saying there's nothing more dangerous than throwing
you
a
get
cat.
what you want to do prepared. So when I throw
Mhm.
you, you can. That's the trigger for what you want to do, and that's how that'll work out really soon.
Actually, there's I do want to ask a clarification for how that works, because when there's a reaction for fastball special, correct? Like
It is a
the way
reaction,
you
yeah.
do it is a reaction to what after the person throwing you. Could I do a special move in conjunction with that?
So it all depends on who's being thrown and who's the thrown. So the trigger is that an ally is going to throw or fire a character at an enemy, and the ally needs to succeed on their agility check. The person throwing needs to do a melee check. So for example, Black Cat has a +3 to her melee, so you would need to, if you were throwing somebody, Black Cat would need to succeed on the melee defense. If Black Cat was let me posit it this way. Well, actually, let me ask: who's being thrown? Who's the
Black
thrower?
Cat is
Who's the
being
thrower?
thrown.
Black Cat
by
is being
Typhoid
thrown by Typhoid
Okay, so
Mary.
Typhoid Mary is doing the throwing. Okay, so Typhoid Mary will need to, let me pull up her stuff. There we go. Typhoid Mary has fastball special +4 melee. So Typhoid Mary would roll a melee check with a +4, and then if that beats whoever you're throwing at, say you're throwing it at Stegron, you would need to beat 14. Black Cat would then, in response, roll an agility check, which would also need to beat a 14. Or rather, it would need to beat Stegron's agility defense, which is a 10. Not terrible.
No.
So, at that point, Black Cat would make a close attack on the enemy they were thrown or fired at. And if the attack is a success, the enemy will take double damage. If the attack is a fantastic success, the enemy takes triple damage. So as long as what you're doing is melee, it's a close attack, it's something that you can do.
My question is, could I use like one of my moves, like my flying double kick or some kind of martial arts
I think that
move
would
on
be
top of it? It's a
let's look
melee.
at flying double kick. It's a leg sweep. Leaps in the air and snap kicks. Yeah, I mean, there's only one enemy to kick, but yeah, you could do that.
Okay, I was just curious because I imagined the flying double kick as a like flying maneuver, right? So if she's being thrown, then it just
Sure.
I feel like it
the
would
flying
work.
double kick is for kicking two enemies at once. So because you just have Stegron, it's kind of like you know you're doing a double kick on two people as opposed to two kicks on one person. At least rules is written for that. But yeah, you could maybe even do your fast attack or your fast strikes, since you are being thrown anyway, which is kind of just slashing really quick at somebody. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So Typhoid Mary, go ahead and roll your melee roll.
Let's go. I believe.
Okay, so the melee got me 16 total.
Yeah,
16
let's go.
will be the melee defense of Stegron. So now, Black Cat, go ahead and roll your agility. You have been successfully thrown at this thing. The agility is to see if you can, like, while you're being thrown, it doesn't just catch you midair, or that you can navigate through the air to hit your target, and then once you do, you will do your melee attack.
Okay, cool. So it's just like a regular agility check. Got it.
Yeah, the agility with your bonus.
I rolled a 22.
Oh yeah, more than you need, over double what you need. So go ahead and do your close-up attack there on Stegron.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to.
And I believe because Stegron is grabbed, I'm going to double check to see if you get any sort of advantages on this. Let's see, they make it blah blah blah, pinned. Doesn't care. What are the effects of grabbed? Okay, so Stegron will have trouble on melee and agility attack actions, or actions at all, and cannot move at all. Anyone making an attack against the entangled character has trouble if the attack against the intended target fails. Compare the same attack. Okay, so you're actually going to have trouble on this roll because Punisher is holding this thing. There is the potential that you might hit Punisher. So go ahead and roll your attack, and we'll see if it beats Stegron. Great. If it doesn't, we're going to see if Punisher potentially gets hit by that.
Fine,
I did not think this
He's
through.
gonna kick you in the face, Punisher.
I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Hold on. So, what is the... Hold on. How do you do trouble on Demiplane?
Trouble's just going to be whatever your highest die is. You'll just roll again. So I'm not sure how you would do it on...
No, it's okay. I got it.
Okay.
I can re-roll.
Okay.
I rolled a 13 total.
Okay. 13 total does not hit Stegron's melee or agility. Or, well, let me ask you this. Which attack are you doing? Because I think that might depend.
I mean...
Because I'm seeing most of yours are melee. So
yeah, most of mine are
that,
melee.
Yeah. What I'm going to say is go ahead and roll your damage.
So, the damage is the Marvel die, correct?
Yes,
and
your damage would be your Marvel die multiplied then. So
it's 28.
Okay. So Stegron has Frank, like, you know, hand to hand there, just grappled with one another, and Stegron's eyes dart to you as you are flying this, like, you know, kind of sheen of black flying through the air with all this white, and positions Frank's back right to you as your claws are out. So Punisher is going to take 28 points of damage as you would slam into the back of this brick wall that is the back muscles of the Punisher. Yeah, I very much have the Marvel Rivals version in my head where he is just like a square human being. So you don't necessarily take any damage from that, but Frank does get some black cat claws to his back. Cool. Okay.
Because that was my...
Go ahead.
So being thrown is a reaction, right? Do I get
your attack was your action. So your reaction was to react to the fastball special, which was Typhoid Mary's action, and then your action was the attack after being thrown.
Can I reposition myself at least once I land?
Yeah,
like as
after
a movement thing?
Pop your claws back out of Frank's back, you are able to reposition, sure.
Sorry, Frank. And she scurries around.
You just hear that?
Around.
You just hear that kind of old man. It's fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to position myself away from Frank so I don't. That was like the one crazy move limit, and she's just like, I wish you'd stop moving. So I'm gonna go around so that Frank can see me instead of being behind him.
Sure. Okay. Moon Knight, you were up.
Okay. As much as I want to make more chaos with Stegron being held, I do know that Craven is also around, so I think I'm going to just get back up into the trees and keep an eye on what else is going on around us.
Yeah. With that, then we can call. I'll go ahead and give you like the free kind of, you know, looking out your vigilance roll, and then we can say you can prepare an action if you do see Craven to do something. But if you'd like to do a vigilance roll just to see what you can see.
Can I ask a really quick question just regarding the health, real quick?
Yeah.
I took 28 points of damage. Now, for some reason, Frank started off with 120.
Yeah.
And then when I did the minus, it just bounced to 90.
Weird.
And now it doesn't go above that now. So was I always supposed to be at 90? Or should I drop another 28, or should I just leave it at that for now?
I'm seeing your health as 120 on the character sheet that I have. So I don't know if the program might just be weird. Maybe just deduct it manually. Like,
Okay,
for-
yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
I just had a moment of like, did I fuck something up?
Brooke did it.
Okay, sorry. I just got confused. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, he's a custom one because weirdly enough, Marvel hasn't made a stat block for the Punisher yet, and I don't fully agree that he shouldn't have damage reduction, but this is at least what he got built with. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think he should be wearing a flak jacket or something. But anyway,
Yeah, no worries.
the vigilance roll.
Got a 17.
Okay. With a 17, you can see that, like, in the distance, 100 feet away, in the camp, which is collapsed, the bonfire has caught on one of the tents, which is only further illuminated. This area is now, like, the camp is kind of on fire. You can see Craven's, like, pulling himself up on one of those containers, and you can see he has his hunting rifle, and he is getting to his feet. He's got, a big gash there on his forehead, and he is preparing to either aim or move towards you, perhaps a little bit of both, as you can see him cocking his hunting rifle. Okay. Is there something you'd like to prepare?
I mean, I don't really want to fight Craven on top of the 2 dinosaur people.
Only one dinosaur
Personally-
person left, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I will ready to disarm Craven with my crescent darts.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so we'll say if Craven gets close enough, you will attempt to disarm. So we can do that depending on what he does on his turn. Great. Cool. Next up, then, we have Punisher.
Oh yeah, and I'm still grappling, or did I get knocked off with the?
You have been knocked. No, you're still
Okay.
still grappling. You just took some damage, but you old man toughed it out.
All right.
Or you throw it.
Can I try and? I'm assuming this would just be like a melee, sort of roll to just sort of, do that thing where you just kind of go, boom, and just try and slam him to the ground.
Yeah, a little bit of judo uses weight
Yeah,
against him.
just-
Absolutely. Let's just call that a melee attack, as you're attempting to slam him to the ground.
Rock and roll.
And I believe since you are the one that's grabbing, let's see. So you will not have trouble
That's that
because you're
dinosaur
the one
man
that's doing it.
TV.
God no. It can't be any worse than Barracuda or the Russian.
Don't make a challenge.
It's a good point. I don't know that Frank's ever
Okay.
fought dinosaurs before.
So neither the grabbed character nor the grabber can move unless they carry the other person with them. Grabber can let go at any time, but the grabbed character must escape to be free. And then pinned character has trouble on melee. Okay, so you're looking to pin, is what it sounds like. Okay, perfect. So this will be a melee attack.
Okay. So for that roll, I got a 17.
Great. You will be able to pin Stegron the Dinosaur Man. One Vincent Stegron being his Christian name. You will be able to pin Stegron on the ground. So, what does this look like?
I think I just do some ridiculous judo move where I kind of flip and twist and slam him to the ground, and I've just got my elbow on his neck on the ground to keep him down. I don't know that does any damage, but it rolled for damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for damage as you are slamming him to the ground pretty hard.
Yeah, with the 17, it was 29.
29. Okay. I just want to double check one thing here because he is jinxed as well. I want to make sure I'm keeping track of all of his conditions. Checks, blah, 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 his trouble. Okay, so he'll have like trouble on top of trouble at this point. Great. Okay. So yes, with 29 damage, you slam Stegron into the ground. All of his like Stegosaurus plates lodge into the ground. You can like feel them going to that soft earth beneath you, and you have it's like a turtle on his back. You've just completely pinned him down. Hands, still like clutched in these big dinosaur claws. He's snapping at you, back and forth, and you're dodging every bite. The tail's flipping around, but he is flat on his back at this point. Okay. Next up, then, we would have Stegron. Stegron is also taunted by Typhoid Mary. So even though Frank's up in his face, he has Typhoid Mary going na over to the side, so he needs to deal with that. So he needs to do an ego check. Okay, against the damage, the character didn't, the character has trouble. Okay, so he's going to have like 4 layers of trouble at this point. I will have him do an ego check. I don't know that he's going to be able to beat that. But let's see.
Nice.
His ego's pretty bad. Yeah, okay. Stegron is going to have, I think it's 4 times trouble, as he is going to try to break this fight, this grapple with the Punisher. So let's see. Let's do 4 trouble rolls. Okay, that's looking real bad already. That was a 1 and 2 2s, so don't think we're gonna get much. Well, nope. We've got all 1s. Okay. As Stegron, like, eyes kind of locked over at Typhoid Mary, grappling with the Punisher. Black Cat kind of behind him. He's stuck on the ground. He's pinned. Even with his +8 melee attack, or I guess he's a +5. His standard attack is a +5. That would only be an 8. I don't think that breaks the melee defense of any one of you. So Stegron is going to remain pinned on the ground and is looking confused. Again, that tail is just flailing. He's trying to rock back and forth with this just huge dinosaur body. All of those plates stuck in the ground. Really can't do much at this point. Next up, we have Kraven the Hunter. Kraven is going to just like calmly start walking forward. Stegron's on the ground now. He is going to raise his rifle, the scope up to his eye. Moon Knight, if you would like to attempt to disarm, this is the time. Let's see. Okay, so to disarm, this will be agility. Let's see here.
Sorry.
Yes. No, you're totally fine. To disarm, you're going to make a melee or agility attack with trouble, because you were targeting a specific object. If blah, blah, blah. Okay, you haven't grabbed if the target wants to disarm someone. Okay. If the attack succeeds, the target drops what they're holding in an adjacent space. On a fantastic success, the object or weapon is destroyed. On a fantastic success with a melee attack, the attacker can choose to take the object or weapon instead of destroying it, assuming that it's not attached to the target. And then there's other stuff. You're not using webbing, but that is a whole other can of spiders. Great. So yes, if you would like, you can do.
And I did not say I was going to use the grappler, so I'm just trying to knock it out of his hands. And even with trouble, I got an 18 because of my +5 agility.
Yeah, 18 is going to beat the agility defense of Kraven the Hunter. So as he raises his finger almost on the trigger, one of your moon crescent dart batarangs comes flying through the air and knocks the rifle clean out of his hands. And he looks up to you in the tree. You can see like there's a little bit of eye shine on his eyes, and he just glares right up at you. Great. That is it for his turn. He is going to continue running at that point towards Stegron, and he's reaching for a couple of hunting knives that are at his belt. But he is not going to be able to reach the rest of you on this turn. So we're back to top of the order with Black Cat.
Okay. I'm going to spend a focus because he's coming in closer now, correct?
Yeah, like, Kraven is getting closer now. Yeah.
Because I'm behind Stegron?
Mm-hmm. I guess Stegron's on the ground, so you would be closer to Kraven than Stegron would be.
Okay. I'm going to shift my Jinx, so I'm using the Jinxie Wall ability, so I can catch Kraven in that too now.
Okay.
And I'll use that I don't think there's a roll for that because it's not a melee attack now. It's just I'm gonna spend 10 focus to do the thing. And it doesn't. Okay, so mine
Yeah,
is that.
both of them are jinxed, absolutely.
And how far would you say Craven is?
So Craven is probably about 40 feet away from you right now.
I'm gonna. And Moon Knight is up on a tree close by?
Mm-hmm.
Close
Yeah,
to
Moon
me?
Knight's several squares away up in a tree.
Okay. I want to get up on a different tree that's so that when Craven gets to where Frank is dealing with whatever, she can jump down and
Okay.
attack him from up top. So that'll be like my movement. I'll do a wall. I'll climb the tree like a cat.
Perfect. Yeah. Up the tree you go. Fire department doesn't need to be called. You can get yourself down just fine. And yeah, you have climbed an adjacent tree, but not the same one as Moon Knight. So you kind of have this bird's eye view, the two of you down at the rest of the battle scene, where you've now left Frank down there with Stegron and Typhoid Mary, and then Craven the Hunter that's getting closer and closer. Cool. Well, with that, Typhoid Mary, it is your turn. Stegron's been pinned. You're basically right up there in the fracas of it all. Go for it.
Okay, so we still have Craven trying to do his cool guy slow walk, right?
He's picked up his pace to more of a hunter's stalk at this point. His gun's been dropped, so he doesn't need to steady himself to aim. He's grabbing for two knives and coming in for the close-up.
So Mary's going to, because like you said, they're like she's right in the middle of everything. And he's coming. What does he seem to be even focused on her, or is he focused on someone else specifically?
Judging from what you can see from here, and again, there's a little bit of eye shine to his eyes, he seems solely focused on Stegron, but also like, luck be to whoever stands in his way.
Do I recognize the look? Does it feel familiar? Did Saur did he do what he did to me to Craven?
That's a really good question. Let's go ahead and roll. Let's call that an ego roll, actually, since you're trying to pick up on whether he's been mind manipulated at all.
Check ego. I feel it. Oh, I think it won't. There it is. Okay, ego, everything plus 4. 19.
Yeah, 19's great. Okay, with a 19, you piece a couple of things together real quick. Maybe a couple of different personalities working to piece this one together. Stegron was Sauron's ally. It probably doesn't make sense that Craven would be going after Sauron's ally. You also know that Craven has manipulated himself to be a better hunter, and this is the look of a predator. Like, it, even with the cat regalia that he kind of wears, this reminds you of like a stalking big cat. The way he's hunched over, the way his muscles have tensed, the way he doesn't have claws, but he has these two hunting knives that are glinting in the moonlight. This is somebody who is coming in for the kill on a hunt. This is a stalking predator. So he's probably not mind manipulated in any way. He's not hypnotized. He's locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All of my cohorts here seem very determined to stop this guy, don't they?
Stegron has been aggressive towards all of you. Craven...
No, not Stagron. I mean Craven.
Oh, Craven? I think the effort so far has been to disarm Craven more than outright harm him. It seems like Moon Knight had the opportunity. So it's kind of the idea that, hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, except none of these enemies are being very friendly right now.
Yeah, like Moon Knight. I don't care that Craven wants to fight Stegron. I just don't want Craven to decide we're in the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Got
just
you.
don't want to deal with whatever. Frank would rather be doing other things.
Got you.
Frank's just like looking at Stegron to see if there's any mafia like symbols on him. He's like, listen,
Like-
do you have a tattoo from the Yakuza or anything? Anything
Like,
that could
I don't know
justify
enough
this?
about this guy made to really technically. Can I?
Yeah, right. That's what Mary is. They're sitting there like, there's so much. You could have just left.
There's a
I
really
almost- okay,
great comic
okay.
where Frank is like about to kill the rhino, and then he's like, he's an idiot. It's not a crime to be stupid, so he just packs up and leaves.
All right. If that's the case, Mary would like to teleport over to Craven.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just teleporting.
Mhm.
I am gonna disarm him. I would like to use my mind control powers to make him think he's done it already.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. So for Typhoid Mary, which powers are you looking at here?
Let me go back and pull out the sheet. That's what the players do. So, when it comes to my actions, one of them is teleporting. The character can teleport between any two blah blah blahs, and then when it, I didn't mean to say blah blah blahs like that. Then I have mind control as
Great.
this is like light mind control, like as a treat.
A little light mind control.
Like
absolutely.
very heavy suggestion.
Okay. I'm trying to see where that is. Let's see here.
Okay, let's help teammate.
Got a lot of
That's-
stuff.
Yeah.
Are you able to read off what that does?
That is not a power in the game. That is off of the wiki for Bloody Mary
Oh.
and what her abilities are.
Fair enough. What we will do then is, fittingly enough, Sauron has Hypnotic Gaze. So I'm just going to read off Hypnotic Gaze for him. We can kind of translate that over to Mary here. So this is a form of telepathy. The character gives an order to target with whom they've established. You're essentially giving the order that you've completed the mission. Good job. The character is going to make a logic check against the target's logic defense, and on success, the target will comply with the order. On a fantastic success, the character gains an edge the next time they use this power against the same target. So, for Typhoid Mary, who has a logic of 13, you are going to roll a logic attack, basically. So I believe you will have a +3 to that roll, and you are looking to beat Craven's, which is a 10.
Okay. So that and there's logic, and the result is 13.
13. Okay. So you teleport next to Craven the Hunter, like maybe right in front of him, and he just kind of like is taken aback a little bit. You have a who? Are you also dinosaur? What? No. Okay.
I
It's
can't
like,
believe you did that. How did you take him out that hard?
He looks down at his knives, and just kind of gets this look on his face. I mean, sheathes them. When you're as good at hunting as I am, is it really that big of a challenge?
It's really impressive, and I didn't think that somebody could move that fast, let alone move so quickly that blood hardly got on their knives. And they have their knives with their own. They're like, I can't even imagine doing that with these rough little things. It's just.
Well, you know, it's about skill, really, and it's things can be learned. I have not seen someone who is as lovely as you in quite some time, especially in lands as savage as these. Perhaps I could show you how to be more efficacious with your blades.
Oh, if people could sweet talk me as much as you, efficiency on blades. They're speaking my language, but I have a very busy dance card. So if you want to keep in touch with me next time I have a target, maybe we can go hunting together.
Well, yes, I have many things to do here as well. The dinosaurs have had strange dealings lately, and that was honestly the last thing that I needed. So I'm going to
know.
go back to what is left of my camp.
Okay, well, Good luck. I'm going to continue my own happy hunting.
And do you?
Mm.
And he's going to turn on his heel and just kind of go sauntering off a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Because I think you get a turn of it. So he's going to go walking back at this point. Great use of your turn, however. Moon Knight, it is your turn. You have watched Typhoid Mary teleport across the field, chat a little bit with Craven, and then watch him walk off with a weird sort of confidence. However, Punisher is still like struggling against a superhuman dinosaur man
You only
on
do
the
so
ground.
much, you guys.
Fine, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna glide down next to Punisher and Stegron and just be like, Craven's occupied for a second, but we really. And I'm gonna whip out one of the truncheons that's an Ankh shape and just try and bash Stegron in the face.
Yeah. So again, melee attack will have trouble on it because Frank, they're still like moving around, even though Stegron is pinned. But yes, if you would like to roll an attack with trouble, go for it. So this would just be
I
standard
got a
melee
15 with trouble.
great. Okay. Believe that is definitely good enough. That is good enough. Go ahead and roll your damage for Stegron. I can't hear you.
I'm muttering to myself.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I did 35 damage as I whack him in the face with a truncheon.
Go to
That
sleep.
is pretty hefty. Absolutely, yeah. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. All right. Stegron's looking pretty rough at this point. He's now got like a truncheon-sized dent right next to his dinosaur snoot. Great. Anything else for your turn?
I think so. Frank's still holding on to him, but like, how stuck in the dirt does he seem?
He seems like he could wiggle out with enough effort, but also, like, it's not obvious, but there are several issues with his ability to do anything right now. Lots of trouble has been placed on this poor Stegosaurus man.
And
I think Moon Knight's just like, yeah, we're done here, and he whacks Stegoron in the head, and he starts to slowly walk away.
Okay. All right. With that, then, Punisher.
In whacking Stegron on the head, does he seem to be knocked out in any capacity?
He's still fighting. He has
He's
a lot of
getting there.
hit points,
He-
but
oh, God.
he's looking rough.
All right, I will sort of elbow him in the head to try and knock him out fully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start Kurt, stop and stick.
Just go. Oh, wait. Oh God. I rolled an 8.
Okay. 8 in
so I
total?
bel- yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 1 plus 4.
Okay. 8 is not going to be enough to break the defenses of Stegron the Dinosaur Man, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think just he jerks his head to the side and I elbow into the mud. And I'm like, ah.
Okay.
I don't think I have much else really I can do
Fair
at this
enough.
moment.
It is Stegron's turn then. You are grabbed by Stegron. Stegron is grabbed by you. Stegron is going to kind of pull your hands to hands. He's gonna like bend his elbows and then see if he can like crush around you. He's gonna try to do a crushing grip, like a big dinosaur bear hug, with both of you on the ground. So he is going to do a melee attack against your resilience defense. So
Okay.
okay. So let's see here. And that is with trouble. He's still jinxed. He's still pinned. So it's two layers of trouble. He's no longer taunted. So we'll do 2 layers of trouble. So that's 3, 2, 1 so far. Okay. Okay, so 3, 2, 1 is still going to be the lowest. And then plus 5. So 5, 6. So it's 11. Is that going to be your resilience?
No, my resilience defense score is a 13.
Okay. So he goes to do that, and you're like, it's like an arm wrestling contest at this point. Just the rippling biceps
Yeah.
of Frank Castle. Just like sinewy because he's old. Stegron tries to, like, again, a superhuman dinosaur is trying to, like, break your grip and can't do it. So he is going to remain on the ground right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all he has. We'll go back to Craven. Craven, this being his turn after Typhoid Mary, has hypnotized him a little bit, gave him a telepathic inclination, is just going to start whistling as he goes walking towards his camp. He's going to go and, like, pick up his rifle along the way, sling it over his shoulder. He's so happy with himself. We have Black Cat next.
Okay, so Felicia doesn't like this guy.
That's fair.
Really doesn't like this guy.
You can talk about literally anybody on the battle map right now, and you would, yes, I could. That is fair.
Wait, so he's not the one. He's not the one who mind fucked Mary, right?
No, that was the
It's
big
the other
pterosaur
guy.
Yeah,
The other guy.
the pterodactyl guy is knocked out. He's on the ground, just splayed out. He's got Z's coming out of his mouth. Yeah, Stegron is even bigger, and then he's the one that's on the ground with Punisher right now, and then you've got Craven, who's about halfway back to his camp at this point.
Okay, so Craven's not anywhere nearby yet. Like,
No,
not
he got turned back but,
under my tree. He got turned back.
He's not even close.
Okay. And Frank looks like he's got it under control, so, you know.
That's
Frank doing
maybe
Frank
subjective. I don't know. Frank could maybe use some help.
50-50.
Okay. There's only one guy, though. I can't do anything too fancy because I don't have multiple targets. Can fast strikes be used on a singular target? Let me see if I understand the wording of this correctly. They can focus a single attack on a single target.
Yeah, so you can split your attack to make 2 close attacks against separate targets, or you can make a single melee check and compare it to the target's melee defense. Or, let's see, separate targets, or they can focus a single attack on a single target. Yes. So, yeah, you can do a single attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. On a success, the affected target takes... So since you're only targeting one person, they'll take full damage. I think this is, the wording is talking about if you do split the attacks, which is, I think, what they meant it for, but then, like, you could use it against one, too. So you'll do the fast attack, and you'll do full damage. It'll be against the melee defense.
Is this another, if I miss, I hit Frank situation,
Potentially, yeah. So, yeah, you will roll with trouble, and it does have the potential to hit Frank.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna go,
Like, your connection was a little weird there. Did you do a roll?
hold on. Sorry, I
Okay.
have to do the trouble.
You're
I
fine.
have to re-roll the highest die. This is not gonna end well for me. Okay. That's 14.
Yeah, 14 is going to be enough to hit Stegron. So go ahead and roll your damage for that.
Hold on, let me see. That is 23 points of damage.
Great. 23. Okay. So Stegron's taken a lot of hits at this point. He is fighting to retain consciousness at this point, as he's looking pretty rough. I'll be surprised if he lasts another round.
I have a question. Is it an action to maintain my jinx?
Let me see.
I don't think it is. I just spend a focus, correct?
I think you just spend the focus, but I'll double check real quick. Let's see. So we're doing Jinx You All. It is... Yeah, it's just concentration. So to retain your Jinx, you'll just expend the focus.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Good. I will maintain that.
Great. Then next up we have Typhoid Mary.
So, I'm sorry to laugh. I just actually I might legitimately start feeling bad for Stegron if we keep just mollywopping his ass in the corner right now.
He's kind of a joke villain to begin with. I'll be
know,
honest.
but
The fact that Spider-Man has to
also-
fight Stegron the Dinosaur Man, it has to feel a little insulting.
just a bit, but
Yeah.
it just you feel a little bit bad.
He also
'cause I keep
like
looking over.
mind
And I
messed with you.
no,
So
Yeah, that was
dinosaur.
Sauron.
I don't feel
That
bad.
was Sauron.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Stegron doesn't have
Well,
those abilities. He's
Stegron
just...
is.
It's kind of like a
just
Sauron
poor-
fanboy, really.
Some guy,
Wrong-
and now Frank's going over there like.
wrong place, wrong time, I guess.
Wrong.
Just
wrong
bad
time.
bad friends, bad influences.
Bad influences on everything.
Needs
so,
new
see,
friends.
I need for him to pass the fuck out because after this situation, someone's gonna realize that maybe things aren't quite what they see. So I need him to go night night now. I would like to movement wise do the like other tells, so like they're gone, they're like just get on out of there, and they're hearing them basically getting beat up behind them. They're like, are you guys done yet? Hello, is he why is he
Working on
still
it.
conscious?
Frank's like, I'd love to be.
So for movement wise, could they do like another teleport to just kind of go over and go, what is taking you so long?
Stegron just looks up at you and goes, I am indestructible!
Shut the entire fuck up.
Okay.
Do you understand that you could very much so die by either me or you have multiple options, but the one with the gun is going to realize you're still alive if your mouth doesn't shut tighter than your hole.
Oh, this guy.
Yes, ma'am.
Aw, thanks. Otherwise, I will have to see how many rocks it takes to get to the center of the Stagabops. Got it?
Frank will
mean-
pipe in with, the only reason I haven't killed you is because I don't know enough about you.
And I like figuring shit out.
I'm a dinosaur man. I was going to go eat Craven, but then you all looked all so tasty and you were beating up my friends, so...
Were you gonna eat us?
Yes, still might.
Still might. Why are we protecting him?
I
We're
mean,
not protecting him. We just don't want to also fight Craven.
That's the thing. Craven just wants to get rid of this guy, who's slowly but surely also getting added to my list of those things.
But at this point, if we let Stegron up, he might keep fighting us. And then we
I
will have
might.
to deal with Craven.
Craven's been killing dinosaurs. It's not cool. We've been trying to resolve our issues for quite some time, and it's been contentious at
Why?
best.
That's
I don't
That's
know.
the
We were
first
just going to
problem.
kill him first, resolve our issues quickly. You think we talk things out?
No, I'm sorry. I guess emotions is too big of a syllabled word for your
Dinosaurs don't have emotions. We have
They
humans.
Okay.
literally do. Why am I arguing with him? I'm an adult.
I had enough of this. And Frank's gonna sort of like roll, and if I can kick him off me,
Uh-huh.
like I want to roll and then kick.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm guessing melee. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do a melee attack.
Craven is not someone you reason with.
That's 18.
Yeah, 18 will do it. What's your damage for that?
68.
Jesus.
Nice. Almost.
Every time I see the damage,
Yeah,
I go,
Yeah,
really?
because it's based off your Marvel die, and then it's multiplied, and then you add your modifier. So yes.
Yeah,
Well-
so I just kick him right in the solar plexus to get him off of me, and I think Frank is just pissed and thinks,
Well, with his -1 damage reduction, I guess it's only a 67. He only had 18 hit points left, so you almost kick through his solar plexus at this point. Yeah, you
Amazing.
completely you roll away and just like kick right into Stegron, who just you hear a lot of things crack, like carapace. You hear some of the back plates, bones. Just there's a lot of snapping going on in that motion, and Stegron just goes, ow, ugh. All right. I'm gonna go night now.
Hey,
Good.
Well, sweetie pie.
good.
Okay. So, with that, Moon Knight, was there anything you wanted to do? Or Typhoid Mary? I think we kind of skipped a little bit to Punisher there, rolling off and
That's
kicking.
fine. Yeah. Not much for them. Just afterwards, they're gonna be like, so he's dead now. We're gonna leave it alone. I think I might have a date with Craven later. Sorry, Felicia, but I could get like we could try to we could figure out why he's killing the people. Do we care?
We have
We have
Raven
to go
killing
be
dinosaurs is
corporate
not part of the
spy.
mission, as far as I understand.
We don't
it.
actually care about the dinosaurs, right? I mean, this guy
I mean, yay,
kidnapped me a
dinosaurs
few
and
years
everything.
back.
That's fair.
I just want to get the fuck out of here. Can we go?
Yes.
We have other things to be more interested in, so I'm done with this particularly.
You hear a gunshot fire off from
Somebody
behind camp.
realized I'm a dirty little liar. We should go.
Craven has turned around. What was that?
Huh?
We took care of your problem. That's what that is. And
Each
Felicia
care.
speaks up.
He is just
And
like
she
trotting through
stares
the
at
tall
him.
grass towards all of you. He looks over at Stegron. He looks over at Sauron. Not cool to poach another hunter's hunt.
They tried to mind fuck my friends. It was
It's what they do.
self-defense.
You would not fault a...
When your prey attacks and makes someone else their prey, kind of fair game at that point. We can defend ourselves.
Sure. Feral beasts and all that.
Look,
Okay, well, good job.
two less
I-
problems for you. Go hunt elsewhere. We're going to leave now.
You
And
go hunt
Felicia
elsewhere.
just
This
like,
is my hunting spot. And they have been problems in it for quite some time. So if nothing else, you
we're
can
going.
take...
We're going. We're leaving.
All right. I was going to offer food and shelter for the night, but
Let's.
best of luck in this circumstance.
Well,
Fellow
Frank's just
hunters
gonna
are
start
welcome in
walking
my
away.
camp.
Frank's said.
Yeah.
Frank's said Frank's looking at the map again. He's like, I'm just gonna start walking a little bit. Just like I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Felicia
Moon
looks
Knight's-
at Craven like completely distrustful. Like he just offered food and like a place at his camp for like overnight, and just like, why? Like, what's his deal about it? And she's completely unsure, but she also kind of wants to get the food. She's
If you-
like, "What is this?"
You can roll
Can I,
an
like-
ego check if you're trying to like that's kind of like an insight. if you're
Can I
trying
try to
determine-
suss him out and see what the deal is?
Yeah,
Because this
absolutely.
guy, Felicia does not forget. Non-combat check. Okay, let's see. I rolled a 16.
With a 16, what you pick up from Craven, who you don't know to be a liar. You've had interactions with Craven in the past. He lays traps. He is, he utilizes subterfuge in a hunt, but he is not one to invite you into his house and then poison your tea. He's not that level of villain. He's a level of villain that's like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to
Yeah.
spend the next year of my life hunting you and making your life entirely miserable. I want you to know this up front
Frick.
to make things fair. So,
He-
if anything,
he-
he stated that your
He
fellow
tricked her
hunters,
that one time. Yeah. She
yeah,
doesn't.
as
yeah.
bait. To be fair, he was utilizing that
Yeah,
for experiment. So, yeah, this appears, like your fellow hunters. He has a hunting camp. You have taken out prey that he would deem as like adequate of his status, and you saved him a few bullets. He can spare some some
We-
rations and placement in his somewhat burning camp right now.
We, I guess, to put it in terms you might understand, have our own hunt elsewhere. But if you're offering some rations, some supplies, we could use the help. But we can't stay.
Sure. No, you can take what you can carry. I am getting a resupply tomorrow. Take what you need. You will need it out there. The Savage Lands have been strange these days.
Strange how?
The fauna have been different, more aggressive, changed in a way. Both familiar but unfamiliar at the same time. I have encountered dinosaurs that are typically just beasts of burden around here that have become fanged and aggressive and predatory and have entered my camp looking for trouble, and they have found it.
So they're evolving, like they suddenly have teeth and fangs, like they didn't have those, and then suddenly went.
Evolution, I think, has little to do with this. This is more something of they seem to have a substance on their skin that does not last after I have killed them. Some sort of strange substance. And once I have removed that substance, typically involves the death of that animal, but the substance seems to fade away. I have no trace of it.
So it only stays on living things.
Animals, as far as I have seen, I have not encountered, well, the typical predatory plants, but they have been typical.
You know anything about the shield facility that's around here?
That's not a trick question, by the way.
No, I am familiar. I keep my distance from them, and they seem to leave me to my hunt just fine. I think they have bigger, well, not exactly fish, but things that look like fish to fry.
They went off the grid a while back. That's why we're here. Just curious if anything interesting happened recently that would have maybe affected communications.
There are pulses from time to time from Magneto's old citadel, but you just need to time them properly, and most pilots would know to avoid that. It's a cyclical pattern, and most modern aircraft have them programmed in when they are traveling to the Savage Lands.
Just looks over at the others and be like, well, that's where we fucking crashed out of the goddamn sky. He doesn't say that, but his face says it.
I'm telling Mary's just like, okay. Well, just because of course, yeah. But how many times do you see poor suckers who don't know that that's what you're supposed to do?
Typically, I don't see them at all. If they crash, I typically never see them again. Either the crash takes care of them, or the creatures that find them do.
That's fair.
But I will say that the Foal peoples of this region have been steering clear of this area for a few weeks now. not going out on hunts. They have been staying far away from me. We used to engage in trade, and they have been staying in their huts and defending their homes, from what I have seen. I keep to myself more than that, but something strange seems to be going on. I am not sure if it is in your shield building or not, but not really my business.
We're just trying to figure out what's going on too.
Well, if there is a hunt to be had, then I wish you the best of luck with it.
How late is it? Was this a late evening fight, or?
Yeah, I mean, you all decided to move through the night, so like, yeah, you're probably going to be getting into the midnight hour, if not early morning here pretty soon.
Okay, just because I know we said we weren't gonna like stay. We were gonna get basically top up on supplies and maybe push forward. But our if that's what we're gonna do. That's kind of a question for the group. That's what we all decided we were gonna do. Kind of eat, load up, and then keep going towards the facility.
Yeah, unless something's changed.
Now it seems like that might be why things are suddenly happening. That, or, and not to get weird or anything, it doesn't seem that anything organic is affected by those electromagnetic pulses, does it? Like monsters, yes, but like people, because if it's messing with people's minds and you basically making their brains, and then they kind of zone out and go, what?
Not unless you have some sort of cybernetic attachments or perhaps a plate in your brain from injuries incurred. But even then, it is little at most. The pulses were meant originally as air defenses. They have little effect on any of the animals, plants, or peoples in these areas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as we're not dealing with a digital overlord and I have a mouth, but I have no mouth, but I must scream situation, I'm good.
I have not read that book. I'm sorry.
It's very disturbing.
You know, I'm looking at all of your faces now. I'm pretty sure I have all of you, your pictures in a book somewhere.
Of best friends? Me too. It's on my coffee table. Where do you keep yours? In the bathroom, probably. Weird.
I do not have a bathroom here.
That's disgusting, my guy.
You dig a hole.
That's tedious. Oh, you're the one that poops outside, but I get a okay.
You're all listed in my future hunts, subsection New York.
And how far away is that?
I just flipped to a random page.
Okay.
Although, Mr. Punisher, you are listed as potential hunting buddies. You're in both books.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just saying, there was a time when you tried to shoot Spider-Man. We have a lot in common.
I did do that. I did.
Mm-hmm.
That was before I've shot Wolverine a couple times.
Who hasn't? I mean,
Good point.
So
Good point. It's pretty. No,
so
it's.
bad.
He is frustrating because you want a hunt to end, and I really hate the sound when a bullet ricochets off of an adamantine skeleton. It's like nails on chalkboard to me.
Yeah. It makes it difficult. Although at least there is that level of I don't technically want him to die, so I can just shoot him to annoy him. So, you know.
Well, if there is anything else I can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, if you are looking for enlistment into the Sinister Six, I can put in a good word for you. That is about all the services I can provide for you this evening.
I'm having second thoughts about this team, so.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, most of us were coerced into this, so I think we should maybe just hunker down for the night, finish things up tomorrow morning. Anybody else?
What's up, Buds?
Oh no, Mary's is just having a face journey from the sass coming out of everyone's mouth. They're like, no, it's fine. We can just go to sleep. I only have room to be, kidnapped and forced on a team building exercise against my will, maybe once a month. So once we're finished with this situation, I might be open. I don't know.
We'll keep our options.
The benefits are not very good. It all depends on who's running it. You get the Norman Osborn in charge, you get Dental. You get Ronaldo Octavius, you're lucky to get Eyewear.
You'd think he'd be better at that, but...
Hey, he's self-employed.
That's true.
I have a tent that you all are welcome to. It's the one that is not on fire. I will otherwise keep a watch out for any of the additional strange dinosaurs, and I will ensure that our recent foes are seen to appropriately.
Thanks, we appreciate it.
Okay, so are you all grabbing supplies and going, or are you staying at the camp? It seems like there's been a little both.
There's a shift, which I'm okay with as a player. It's just Felicia isn't keen on staying, but she can be convinced if everyone else is doing it.
Frank doesn't necessarily think they need to stay at the camp, but he'd like to grab some supplies and then just find a place to go sleep for the night. He's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay. You would be able to grab ration packs. Essentially, what is Craven? I think Craven's supposed to be Russian, or maybe he's from a fictional country. But you'd be able to find whatever version of MREs those are, and it's all just borscht. And you'd be able to grab some extra ammo and then head on to whatever lies for you in the night.
Sounds good.
Right.
Cool.
100% he's got calorie mate like Metal Gear Solid 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level
God.
of hunting he does, realistically.
Yes, it's so much protein. Okay. Moving off into the night then. How far are you all wanting to go before you make camp, or are you making camp, or are you just going to keep moving on through the morning?
We had a chance to sit for a second, eat something. Sitting here looking at the map from where we said we were.
I think
To the part of the
think
giant
we should-
flat field.
we should maybe be far enough away that, if we can see Craven coming if for some reason he changes his mind, but far enough away to also, that's a deterrent after we helped him.
Yeah. That's fair.
Very,
All right.
We're very nervous, okay?
Then, you all move off into the night until you can no longer see the light from Craven's camp. He's left behind, polishing his many, many, many hunting accoutrements. And when you are far enough distance away, it's late enough, the moon's still out. You are welcome to... This is all grassland. It's kind of like open savanna here. So you are welcome to make camp, but there's not a lot of cover to be had.
Fine. Frank will take a watch again. He'll just set the usual stuff up.
Great.
Are there trees, or is it just flat?
It is all grassland, no trees out here.
Okay. Yeah, Felicia will take a watch as well, after Frank, I guess.
Okay.
And relieve him of his watch as well.
All of us do a watch, or is it a short enough time that we only needed a little bit of...
It depends on how long you want to rest. You don't have to get up at dawn. You could get the full amount of rest and just kind of take a watch.
We're trying to make sure...
I'm okay with that. It's been a long night.
Okay. So Punisher,
Yeah.
Black Cat, who's taking
Punisher
third
took
watch?
like 30 points of damage.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm just like on my back
Most of
trying to
them.
patch up.
And Felicia's just like, feel sorry.
It's fine.
Grenades, cat claws. Punisher's had a lot thrown at him. Who would like third and fourth watch then?
I think Bun said third, but it was hard to tell
Okay.
because
Oh, sorry.
mouth
I said
moved, but
I'll
there was
take
no
last
sound.
watch.
okay,
Last
last.
one. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do
Guess
that.
I'm on third then.
There really is a who's on third situation because you don't really know with Moon Knight. Okay. Punisher, go. Let's go ahead and do a vigilance roll.
Indeed, where are you? Vigilance, there you are. That's a 9.
Okay. So it's dark out. Punisher doesn't really have any type of night vision. Nevertheless, you don't really pick up on anything moving through the tall grass. It's pretty quiet at this point. There's no light other than what's coming down from the moon. It's, there's a soft breeze that kind of just brushes through the tall grass from time to time, but no large animals that you can see, no people that you can see. There's no like strange silhouettes off in the darkness, except for those that your PTSD creates. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You are left with your own thoughts, which is perhaps the worst thing that could happen to the Punisher, but no mechanical reason
Yeah,
for
he's
anything else.
just-
I just leave that to you.
Just thinking about stuff.
Yep, stuff and things. Great. Your watch ends and you are relieved by Black Cat. And go ahead and give me a vigilance roll.
Okay. That is a 16.
Great. With a 16, you also kind of sit in that silence. You don't have perhaps the heavy breathing that the Punisher does. So I think we've also established that you have like some sort of night vision goggles. So you're kind of scanning out in that green hue, trying to see if you can see anything in this low light setting. Nothing really pops up visually. However, you can hear off in the distance the very distant sound of drums coming off from what would be the west. But nothing seems to be getting closer. They seem to be somewhat rhythmic, but you don't really hear anything from there. You don't hear gunshots. You don't hear any movement from any type of animals, just the snoring of your compatriots.
I am going to pass this information along to Moon Knight when it's his turn.
Okay. And it is his turn next. So, Mark, Steven, Moon Knight, go ahead and roll me a
Knight.
vigilance roll.
Moon Knight got a 14, but it's a fantastic.
Great. Okay. With a fantastic roll, then you definitely pick up on the drums off in the distance. And I will say, with the fantastic roll, you connect that Craven was talking about the Fall peoples who live in this area. That these are their hunting grounds, and probably also like the area in which they might live, perhaps even being nomadic. So you connect the drums probably to them, but there's something that like in your Khonshu inspired mind that takes you back a little bit, and it reminds you of these drums are somewhat like territorial in a way. They're warding, they're also kind of like warning that they are this is not celebratory kind of rhythm. This is, you have to know that we're here, and everyone else gets to know that we're here, and don't come closer. Otherwise, that's what you pick up on as well. So,
Pass that along to Mary.
yeah. So, TM, Typhoid Mary. I'll go ahead and do a vigilance check.
Vigilance. Okay. Typhoid Mary's vigilance is a 15.
Very nice. Yeah, every time I write you all down, it's like BC, MK, TM, and then pun, which is really great. With a 15, you and connecting those drum sounds, there is a point in the night as the sun starts to rise more and more that you do hear the drums kind of crescendo and then stop. And then it's so eerily silent. Out here in the grasslands, you're not even picking up on bird noises, really. You get a little bit of chittering insects as the sun begins to crest over the horizon. But again, no large animals seem to be moving through this area. It seems weirdly desolate for being what is essentially a savanna, for as lively as that forest was. What is it? The mystic mists, for as noisy as that was, as oppressive and like, you know, the humidity and everything else, you're kind of in this very breezy open space, and it probably feels, especially to a New Yorker, just like so incredibly quiet. No animals, no sirens, no light, nothing else. It's just so deafeningly silent. But the sun rises. Your watch has ended. Is there anything y'all want to do in the morning?
I'm gonna eat one of those borscht
Absolutely.
ration
Yeah.
packs.
Yeah. Borscht, goulash, they all come with like one of those little like airplane bottles of vodka. It's military grade. It's rough. But not
Nice.
probably not for the Punisher.
No,
It's
he's
basically
at
starting
home.
fires or
Especially if there was a time he was eating Vietnam era rations.
yeah.
Probably not great. This is a man who does like spam.
Spam is not bad. Spam is
It's
a
not.
bad rap.
Spam does get a
Spam
bad
is not
rap.
bad. Spam is terrible for rations because it comes in a metal tin and it's just unreasonably heavy.
This is just a sort of terrible little side story. My father was in Vietnam and he was on an aircraft carrier. And so he was eating, like, I would see him put together spam and horseradish cheese with mustard on like rye. Because like he just had no taste buds anymore for some reason.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
so
all
he was
the
just like,
Agent
how
Orange
strong
ripped
can
those
I
right
make
off.
this sandwich?
Fantastic. So, as you all dig into your probably not even like US military grade, like this is beyond the lowest bidder. They're like, "Oh, we won't even go there. I don't think this is fully edible." As you're digging into that and the sun rises over the Savage Lands once again, you all get to decide on what the next leg of your journey goes. Let's go ahead and take our break there. So we will be back in probably about 10 minutes. Do the things, pet your pets. Please enjoy our ad reel. Please feel free to not tip, but donate to our Living Arts Detroit campaign, in which you can spice up this game a little bit. And or you can also check out any of our wonderful discounts for our affiliates like Long Dog Dice, Eldritch Foundry. We also have an affiliate link for Hit Point Press. So check them out. Enjoy all of our other shows there on our ad reel, and we will be back shortly. Stick around.
Ooh.
Welcome back to Thunderbolts Savage, the Marvel Multiverse RPG game right here on Sword and Key. Let's jump back into things. You all have spent the night in the grasslands of the Savage Lands. I can say lands one more time. You, through your various watches, didn't detect anything too unsettling, aside from some sounds of drums echoing in the night. Well, we could do more lyrics from Toto's Africa, if you could. 100 Men or More. Actually, Toto's Africa kind of fits weirdly into this. It feels like it's talking about Punisher a little bit. I know, I've always liked the theory that Toto's Africa talks about a guy turning into a werewolf. Anyway.
That's brilliant. I love that.
It does. He mentioned silver a lot. Complete side tangent, but we've gotten on Toto's Africa, which I could go for hours. The last thing is my favorite line, my favorite lyric in that entire song is just like Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti, because it compares a mountain to another mountain, and I think that's the best simile that you could do. Is, okay, you know what a mountain is, right? This mountain is just like that mountain, but this mountain's whiter, so you know. Yeah. Anyway, Yes, you fought off Stegron and Sauron, the respective dinosaur pterosaur men, and at least earned the respect of Craven the Hunter. So,
Mhm.
so with some supplies and rest, you all have a short, relatively short, much shorter than you began, journey to continue to the United Nations slash Shield monitor station. So I'm going to move you a little bit closer here. We're going to say you're probably right about there as you start out your morning. So just about another day's worth of travel through the Fall People's hunting grounds, and you will reach that monitor station. Um, Anything you would like to do in the morning or before you leave?
Uh, Not necessarily. We all kind of passed on what was going on and what was happening
Mm-hmm.
as the night happened. The only thing I can really see for Mary, anyway, not to speak for anybody else, I think Mary would want to do after everyone kind of woke up and we all were like, okay, we're all still alive. Great, we're here. Is mark on the map, uh, if anything, is like how much further we have to go. Oh, and type in our agent's name in the people we lost part of the cube.
Yes, yeah, you can absolutely type in to your collaterals. You can type in Agent Fred Sherman into that. Yeah. And then there's still the classified information that's part of the cube, um, which you have failed to access one day. I will say if you would like to try and hack it again, that's always something that you can do. Um, Otherwise, yeah, you have your little shield data cube, and pass along information. Ready to head out. Anything you all would like to do while you are traveling through these grasslands?
Can I try and get in on the restricted thing of the cube?
Yeah.
I have history at least with Micro
Mm-hmm.
and Henry
Mm-hmm.
Russo. I'm not a techie inherently, but I've been besties with some techies.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, Frank knows the HDMI setup on his TV. Absolutely.
yeah. What would I roll that? Was that
Frank,
logic?
you have to turn motion smoothing off.
He knows
I
that.
like the new girl seems softer. I like that Schmidt. Okay. It would be a logic roll. Yes.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Actually, Frank Castle's probably more of a Winston man. He really loves his cat, and I think
He
that's
does. He does.
something Frank can respect.
I'm gonna go ahead and use that last edge I have. Why not?
Is
Mm-hmm.
it bad to say that I
How do
also feel like that's...
Oh no, that's. Oh wait, how does that work? Oh, I keep doing that and forgetting. And with the edge, let's try that. Okay, with the edge, I got a 17.
Great.
Get it.
Okay. With a 17, I will say that you access that part of the data cube. It comes up as restricted, classified. Facial recognition failed. You spin the cube around a few times. You can see that there's like fingerprint recognition on it. There's facial recognition, but also like flipping it around enough. Again, you've worked with Micro. You've been around the Avengers from time to time. You know Tony Stark does some weird shit, and you know that Shield always gets like the second tier of whatever Tony has made. So you can see that there are some overrides on it. And you know that there's several buttons. There's probably some sort of sequence to override. So you play around with it a little bit. It's like, it's like a cube fidget a little bit. You're clicking this, you're snapping that, and you get access level 1 override. And it pops up with an incredibly, like, again, blue kind of green sort of screen with all of this text pops up, almost entirely redacted. But you do get the project name. You can see it is titled Project Red Dawn. And
Right
it
off
seems...
right off the bat, he's like, oh boy.
oh boy.
Red Dawn sounds great. Anyway.
So yeah, you get that title. You can see, United UN/Shield monitoring station, date redacted, involving individuals redacted, scientists listed, like a whole list just redacted. Experiment 1 failed, details redacted. Experiment 2, partial success, redacted. And it seems like this has something to do with whatever was going on at the research station, monitoring station.
Okay. I'll definitely show this to the group. Just like did get a little bit of access. It's not the most helpful, but
You got it.
I did. Yeah, obviously, I can't get into it without. Probably can't get into it without any. We probably need to mess with it more, and we don't have facial or fingerprint recognition, but it did seem like there was some sort of experimentation going on of some kind. We called it Project Red Dawn.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
but is it
great.
named after the good Red Dawn from '84 or the terrible one in 2012?
That's the question, isn't it?
Uh-oh, it says subsection, the Chris Hemsworth one.
Oh no!
Oh no.
The whole group just starts going,
Well then.
Something to be prepared for, I guess.
Man, can't have nothing. I always gotta get sent out to this stupid shit. I can't just have fun. I always gotta go die.
Well, that's more than I anticipated getting. So I'll just tuck it away for now and keep on trekking through the jungle as far as Frank's concerned.
Okay, yeah, so moving through the grasslands then. It's again pretty quiet out here. Like no vigilance roll really needed. You don't see any large animals. You definitely don't see any dinosaurs. You don't really hear any bird song at all. When you were moving through the Mystic Mist, you used to hear things like moving through the brushes. You would get closer, but out here, it's just this wind that just whips across the grasslands and just kind of almost whistles through the blades of grass from time to time. And they're all about like maybe chest high tops for all of you, but you don't really see any other people. You don't really see any other signs of life for a long time.
Wow.
Anything you all want to do while traveling? Anything else?
Keep an eye out for any rustling in the tall grass after us.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do vigilance rolls.
Okay. Let's go.
Ooh, 17.
Okay.
Ooh, 18.
I like
Very
this
nice.
digital roller. It doesn't destroy my soul.
Does it matter if the Marvel die is a 6? It doesn't, does it? It only matters for damage.
616.
I think it matters
It
I'm gonna
like
check.
it only
because it can be a fantastic success, and that's the one thing that always slips my mind is if it's a 1 or a 6. So let's see, fantastic. That's a fantastic roll. Fantastic success.
Okay.
Let's
so it's an
say
18 fantastic success.
If
in
you
that
get a
case.
fantastic roll and your total meets or beats, that's a fantastic success. Okay, and then a fantastic
roll.
roll is
Is that the what is it, the 616? Is the fantastic roll?
yeah. I'm trying to remember if the M is the 6 or the 1 because I've been using the digital ones. Let's see.
The M is
Okay,
the
the
1.
M is a 1. So if you get a 1 on the middle die, that is a fantastic success. So if it's a 6, it is
Okay,
not a
but if
fantastic
you-
success.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Well, I still rolled an 18.
Still an 18. Yeah.
Still an 18.
All right. Anything higher than an 18.
19 with a fantastic roll.
Very nice. Okay. What I'll say then is, as you are traveling further southwest, then on this Savage Lands map, you can absolutely see Magneto's Citadel. It is in ruins, and every now and then, as you're getting closer and closer, like every hour or so, you hear this electronic kind of just humming noise that emanates outwards, and for just a second, especially Punisher, Moon Knight, actually probably all of you, for just a moment, like the metal, the dog tags, the metal rounds, everything just rattles just for a quick second, but nothing goes weird. Just a little rattle, and it stops after a second. Other than that, as you're traveling more and more, the day's getting, towards past noon, into the afternoon, and just about when evening is arriving, Moon Knight, you were the first one to spot the radio tower that's extending upwards from the UN shield monitoring stations. As you're cresting over this hill, you can see the tower kind of extending up right at your line of eyesight, and then cresting over that hill, looking downwards, you can see the monitoring station is set up rather in this almost like bent, not fully L shape, but like a very wide V. And you can see that there is a radio tower that is extending upwards in this kind of grid section. And you can see that there are vehicles that are parked out, like Humvee-esque shield-issued vehicles. You can see that there is a landing platform, but you do not see any aircraft or anything on it. And you can see the base set up before you.
I get a step or two ahead of everyone and get them to stop for a second, and then I gesture towards the building and I go, in my best John Hammond voice, "Welcome to Shield Monitor Station."
Oh boy.
Also,
Yeah.
there's no aircraft there, so what are we gonna do?
Maybe there are other modes of transportation?
You can't
So
see the
we're-
vehicles. You can't see that there are land vehicles, and you can't see there's a hangar that's like connected to the landing platform, but the hangar is closed. The gate has been lowered on it.
Well, if there's nothing in the hangar, then we can at least get inside and probably try and contact Shield headquarters.
Yeah.
So we can still call for extraction, I would presume.
Okay.
Unless it requires some sort of clearance that we don't have.
I do not mean to be very rude here, but there's probably so many bodies in there with clearance.
Well, we'll see what the shape they're in is.
We just need fingers.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of fingerprinting, apparently.
Well,
we'll see what we have to deal with.
we'll have to get in there and take a look. Can I take a look at the map versus what we're actually looking at? And like, are there any? I don't know if it would be in the classified or redacted situation, but is there maybe a map of the facility itself?
Yeah, there is a layout of the facility. I believe what we described before is that the main entrance to the facility is listed on the south side. However, there is the hangar that's listed as well. It's not like up to date. It's not live, so you can see that there are spaces for Quinjets inside the hangar, as well as a couple of helicopters. You can see that there are barracks. There's the mess hall. There's like the main entrance. There's the what do I call it? Like administrative area, and then there is a large section that is redacted that is titled as the research center.
I would suggest potentially we head in through the hangar. That'll let us see if there are any Quinjets or helicopters still available, and we'll see if people tried to leave in a hurry.
Yeah.
That'll give us a little more of an indication of what exactly we're walking into, I think.
Good point.
I can agree to that.
Okay. So, sort of
So
covertly start creeping our way up to the hangar, if that's okay. If everybody's
absolutely.
okay.
Let's go ahead and do agility rolls for everybody, and we can tally those up and divide them by 4. It's typically how I do group like stealth, or since y'all are moving covertly.
Also, did I get any health back overnight? Or is
Yes.
that a
So
okay?
your healing is. No, where's the thing? Best
Edge because
healing. There
I'm
we go.
being stealthy.
So your character is not dead or shattered, regains lost health and focus equal to the character's rank for every hour that they take it easy. So
Oh.
we can say you all rested for 8 hours, so it would be, uh, yeah, 4 times 8, and you would
Okay,
regain that
cool.
amount of health and that amount of focus.
Nice. Sick.
Oh, and actually, for every hour you sleep, you regain double that. So you can.
Oh,
So
I'm
you all should
Hey.
reasonably be back.
probably
Anybody
good
who's
to go.
hurt should be pretty close to full. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on.
I couldn't
Okay.
remember the math, but based on the damage I had written down that I'd taken, I was like, I'm pretty sure sleeping and resting would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Popped a couple of Tylenol, moved on with my day.
Got some pills here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Get
What
that
do we get for
Alpha
agility?
brace
I miss
on.
that game so much.
More like.
Well, it's a good thing we're doing a group check, because after all these fantastics all day, I rolled a 5.
Dude,
Hey.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
Jeez, guys, we're just tired. We've been so agile. So
They're just so talkative. Like, I can't believe we're almost done.
I mean, look at my outfit. I stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the point.
I rolled a 13.
Okay.
I rolled a 21.
Damn.
Hey. Carrying everybody on his shoulders. All right.
Yeah.
That's an average of 12.5. We can round up and say that's a 13. A little above average. It's still the kind of D&D scale of, 10 is pretty average. Not probably as quiet as you should be. You don't have the coverage of trees anymore. You're kind of going downhill and the grass doesn't grow as tall. And as you're approaching, there is definitely probably some anxiety that you might be spotted. And you can definitely see as you're getting closer that there are surveillance cameras set up around the building. You can see that there are sentry turrets that are set up as well. But you don't see anybody moving out here. Let's go ahead and do some vigilance rolls as you're getting even closer now.
I am good at one thing. It is stealth. I rolled a 13 for vigilance.
17 for vigilance.
15.
17 again.
All right.
As well.
Typhoid Mary and Punisher, you all see as you're getting closer these like shield issue Humvees, these tactical vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them have bullet holes in the side of them. You can see that there are rounds in the ground. Some of them have like the bulletproof glass is cracked on them. It's all spider webbed out, indicating that they have been shot at recently.
You said spiderweb, and like 4 of us went, huh?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Better not use his alt.
For Punisher and Typhoid Mary, as you're getting closer and those sentry turrets move to like clock you with the cameras attached to them, their motion sensor, you see them begin to turn and then nothing shoots out. They have spent every round they have in them and they have not been refilled.
Wow. Okay.
You can't really see any signs of bodies, but you all can see that anything that might be a window or a door or ventilation shaft, everything has a like steel metal plate that is slid over it. This building looks like it is in full lockdown.
Yikes.
Okay.
I feel like Frank and Mary kind of just like look at each other for a second. Is like, oh, we don't want to be here, do we?
I don't think we do, but we have to be.
No, we literally could just go. Everybody dead. Y'all shit fucked up. Come get me.
We have to go inside to tell them that, I think.
Nick Fury reads the mission briefing. Is like, ah, not another one.
We send back a piece of paper. It's just
Say nah,
Bad
homie.
shit
Man.
fucked.
Say, nah, homie. NAH, comma HOMIE. Nah, homie.
God. So you said everything is in lockdown.
Correct.
That means the hangar is probably clanged shut.
Yes. You don't know how
Um,
thick that metal is, but it's you give a little knock. It doesn't really echo too well. It's pretty solid.
Okay. Do I have... Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, we can say also that as you round around the building, you can see that the main entrance has been locked down as well. On the south side, there is that main entrance there. You can see that it does have like some sort of data pad next to the door, but it's kind of set into the building just a little bit, so it's not extending outwards. It's kind of like a enclosed, not fully enclosed. Like there's an overhang sort of to where the door is.
Is there any type of pieces of like just little bits of rock or metal somewhere near that console?
Oh, sure. There are, bullet rounds, the
Mhm.
casings,
Mhm.
all over the ground.
All over the
And we're
ground.
not seeing any bodies
Yeah.
of any
Mm-mm.
kind? No dinosaurs, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Maybe it could possibly work. I would like to pick up some of these casings and
Sure.
use my ability to lift them to essentially ghost type on this fucking thing.
Oh, on the keypad?
Let me in.
Yeah.
Open the door. Is there a button? An open button. Let me in.
I'm gonna hand you the cube to see if the cube can interact with the keypad at all.
Like someone trying to figure out tap pay. Right? It's just like
Maybe it's like, oh, these are also shield people. We can open the door for them. I don't know.
Point the
Does it take the
facial
chip?
recognition. Right?
Is there a QR code?
Is there a QR code? Shield is a modern facility. Is there a QR code for me?
Yeah,
to
you
get
never
in?
know. Who can say?
Yeah, you got to download the Shield app onto your government issued
I
phone.
keep trying.
Oh,
I
man.
keep saying I'm not allowed with a little guy dressed as Spider-Man going, So I don't know what to do.
You
No,
have
it's
to
Cap.
verify
It's
your
Cap
email,
spinning the
that's
chair around. So you tried to log in.
God damn it.
That is well, okay, I'll start doodling shit.
Yeah, so the keypad seems to have, it has a whole, the alphanumeric symbols all on it. And as you use a couple of rounds, what are you typing into that?
Shit. What feels like a shield password here?
Password 12345.
I am
like-
a Shield agent. Enter.
Right?
I promise.
The alphanumeric thing for SHIELD.
Okay. Yes, like 5H13.
Yeah, like something. No, like if you were to have like a good old fashioned like dial tone, you had to go 1
P9.
1 1 2 2. Rare like
Mhm.
like shield.
The good old
Yeah.
good old T9. Jesus Christ.
You hear a
Oh.
and it says error, manual override required, and then there is a little square opening that appears at the bottom. It just starts kind of blinking with this green light, and much to what Frank did, it does appear to be around the same size. It's a little box shaped opening that could fit the data cube.
Just hitting it against the window.
Where does it go?
Where did I go? Where into the square hole? To the square hole. But it's on the other side of this door, isn't it? Or is
No,
it?
it is opened on, like, there's
Oh, that's why I
the
was
keypad
picking
and then
up
right
shit
beneath
because I thought it was on the other side of the glass.
it. No. There's a metal door that is sealed.
Okay, I'm gonna like I know this one, and their voice gets really soft. It goes in the square hole, and then they put it into the bag.
Is this
Amazing.
IQ test passed? Yeah. Yeah. The cube blinks green, and it doesn't like close it up. You still have the cube accessible, but you see that the metal shutter to the front door lifts, and you hear at least 10 heavy clicks, indicating that this door is now unlocked on the other side. So you have a sealed, sealed but unlocked metal door
Gotcha.
that now will allow you to have interest to the entrance to this shield station.
Ugh.
Before we like maybe go in, are there any vehicles outside whatsoever? Like even just like a truck or
Oh
something?
yeah, there are at least four that you can see that are kind of parked around of the Shield issue Humvee sort of
Okay.
vehicles.
I'd love to just as a sort of preparatory measure get one of those Humvees, and bring it around to the front towards where we're probably about to go in.
Okay.
Um, and just have it at the ready in case we need to make a quick exit.
Okay. Yeah, the at least one of the tires is popped, and the windshield is definitely has like bullet rounds that have tried to impact it. But you can like stick your head out the window and pull it around, and it limps pretty okay, but it gets there. And you have pulled around one of these, all black shield logo on the side, like Forerunner-esque vehicles.
Worst case scenario, we could use it as cover.
Yeah, somebody it looks
I-
like did.
I 100% believe that with how strong Moon Knight is, he could probably just shove that windshield off the vehicle.
It's true. Is there anything good in the car? Anything interesting? Anything helpful?
That's a good question. Go ahead and roll vigilance for me.
Bleh. Or did I? 11, I think. Yes.
Great. Okay. Looking around the vehicle, you can see that it has like a shield issue, like kind of, like you see in squad cars, they have little computers set up into the dash console.
Mhm.
You can see that there is a pistol on the passenger seat, with the kind of, it's pulled back to indicate that like it's spent all of its rounds. You look into the back seat, and you don't really see anything there. You do see some bullet rounds inside the vehicle as well. And the one thing I'll give you, this is the first time that you've seen blood, as the back seat is just splattered in it.
But no bodies.
No.
And it's just like red human or animal blood,
As far as you
presumably.
can tell, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the first time we're seeing blood. There's been no blood out and about around, like not even
Nothing you've seen on the
dried.
ground. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if nobody else is interested in doing it, Frank will open the front door, but doing the whole tactical, gun at the ready. He's checking corners.
I think Moon Knight is willing to open the door, and he'd rather open the door for Frank to like cover.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm happy. I feel like we would probably immediately jump into the military thing of going around
Yep.
corners and stuff.
Mhm.
Mary's just walking in. Everybody's doing barrel rolls and going forward and doing like this. Mary's like, it's cold. I should have got
It
a
is.
jacket.
It is cold in here. Absolutely. It's cold, metallic. You open the door, and instantly, just like all these fluorescent lights just start to click on one after another down this kind of like foyer sort of hallway situation. Inside the front door, you can see that it has a couple of like sort of SWAT-esque like armor situations. You can see there's a flak jacket, there's a couple of helmets. A lot of the entire weapons rack has been pulled out. There's only like one baton left. Otherwise, looking down this hallway through a set of glass doors, you can see past them to a hallway that has rooms breaking off of it, and you can see that there is a hallway corridor that leads off to the right, which, judging by the map, that would lead off to the research station. Otherwise, ahead of you, you would have the administrative offices off to the left, the barracks straight ahead, and the mess hall straight to the right.
Is there blood in this hallway?
You don't see any. Actually, go ahead and give me a vigilance roll.
Can I help him with that since we're kind of like to give him edge?
Yes.
Okay.
$17 with the edge.
Great. You're looking for blood in this hallway. You went in before Frank, right?
We're kind of
I
double
think we
teaming this,
kind of,
but
yeah, we kind of went in at the
you're
same
close
time,
enough
I
to
think.
see each other. Yeah. You are looking for any signs of distress in this hallway. You can see that there are, again, bullet casings on the ground, various different calibers from what you can tell. Moon Knight has probably seen them all. There's even 50 caliber casings on the ground. So you can see that there's like cracks in the glass, there's cracks in the floor, some dents in the metal. The doors all seem to be closed. And looking for blood, you like, you put in your brain, I need to look for something red, and it's all just so weirdly sterile in here, this like cobalt-esque blue, until you spot blood on the Punisher. It is all over his Punisher symbol. There's just like this massive splotch on him right now.
You got a little something right there. Look down. What is that?
it's the death's head.
What now?
So I have a whole thing. Do I see any of the red?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look down, and there appears to be, it's weirdly enough, it's a very similar pattern to what was in the back seat of that SUV. And as you look down, it shifts slightly and then goes for your face, reaches out three-dimensionally for your face. Frank, I'm gonna have you take 18 points of damage as whatever this is goes like reaching for your throat with this clawed hand that extends outwards in this like blood red sort of liquidity. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative real quick.
Fuck.
No, thank
Fucking
you.
symbiotes!
Well then. Yikes.
Frank got an 18.
Okay.
Black Cat got 17.
Okay.
Moon Knight
I'm
got
after you with the
13.
16.
Okay, 16 for Typhoid Mary, and then 13 for Moon Knight.
Rip.
Okay. And then we have
I 100%, with how my rolls have been going since that, like, really big failure, Moon Knight's like, no, I need Mark. Steven, why are you here? I need Mark back!
I like dinosaurs, he says.
that is very apt. It's just no, I like dinosaurs.
Like, but I like dinosaurs.
They're so neat. Okay.
I think I will say that's like the one thing Frank hasn't been is a Venom or a symbiote. He's been Ghost Rider. He was the fucking Silver Surfer for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, weirdly enough, and I know there are like iterations of them, and they go really hard. But yeah, there is a seemingly a symbiote attached to Frank. I think he's lived in New York. He's seen them. Like there was Symbiote Island or Symbiote City or whatever else. He's seen Venom. Like this thing, like the way that it's like both liquid and sinewy. It so clearly is
100%.
symbiote.
When it lunges for his face, Moon Knight out loud is just like, fucking symbiotes!
Would Felicia be familiar, or?
Oh
would,
yeah, like
Everyone
1,000%.
Everyone.
Yeah,
in
there is a
Felicia
very
spelled it
famous
out
panel.
specifically.
feel like everybody who's interacted with Spider-Man at least once is like, oh, we know what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're familiar.
Oh man, not this again.
Yeah, depending on which iteration of a symbiote you're talking about, like Agent Venom is basically just reskinned Punisher at that
Yeah.
point. Venom has been a Thunderbolt before. There is a very famous panel from the Todd McFarlane era of Spider-Man, I believe, where like Punisher just absolutely destroys Black Cat. So yeah, no, you all lived in New York. You're all pretty familiar with these awful things. This thing is going to go ahead and take its additional attack. And let's see. It has... Character uses a melee defense score against agility. Okay, cool. So it's going to take an attack against Frank. That is a fantastic success with a 17. Frank,
damn.
you are going to take... let's see. That does hit. You're going to take 52 points of damage from this thing, as it has like face hugger as wrapped around your head, and you can feel like the claws digging in behind it, and you can also feel like wrapping around you. You're not grappled by any means, but this thing is attached to you. You definitely could throw it off, anything like that, but it is doing some damage to you right now. So
Yeah.
With that, it is your turn.
I think, I mean, right off the bat, I want to reach up and grab it and try and, I mean,
yeah, go ahead and do a
just
melee attack.
Try and pull it off me, yank it off, throw it. It's just, I always do this to myself. That was
Yeah,
a
you can use
16?
a knife physical. 16, absolutely. That will be the score.
Yeah. The damage for that was 29, but if I can just sort of at least yank it up to be like and just sort of maybe throw it to the ground.
Yeah,
that would be
100%.
wonderful.
You the curb stomp this thing in the face now.
Wait your turn. Frank, you throw this thing to the ground. It detaches from your chest with and you can pull this claw off, and it slops to the ground like I don't know, all the slime that the kids are really into making, and it begins to like congeal, reform, and then starts almost like slinking its way, just hopping over and over and over back towards you. Black Cat, it is your turn.
It is on the ground now?
Yes.
Okay. And what do I even do with this? Can I attempt to stab it with my... Can I attempt to stab it with my claws?
Hell yeah. Yeah, please do.
Okay. Oh, that's a reaction. I didn't know I had that reaction available. Oops. I really should be reading these better. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to use to just... And there's just one symbiote, correct?
Just one right here in the hallway with you.
That's not really fun. Okay. Oh, that's how that... Okay, that's how that works. All right. I'm gonna use I'm gonna attempt to do a fast attack, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Oh, this is awful. Okay. I rolled an 11 melee.
An 11 will not be its defense. Okay. So while this thing is just like flipping all over the place, it is liquid-esque. You dig down with your claws, and this thing is able to shift out of the way very quickly and kind of like wraps around your arm and then keeps maneuvering. It seems to be like focused on the Punisher right now. However, you're relatively close to it as well, so who knows? Anything else for your turn?
I am going to. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing I could do. I'm just gonna take take a step back and try to move away so
Yeah.
that it doesn't come for me.
Okay. Mary, it is your turn. I believe you wanted to stomp this thing.
I would like to stomp this thing. I
Please
don't
do.
like how you said that I want to stomp that thing though. So give me a second. Now I gotta think
I was
about
just
it.
clarifying. You seemed very adamant, and I didn't want to forget.
Thank you. Can I pick up anything that wants to small? Well, I mean, I would like to hold it up in the air via my telepathy and put it in air jail.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I would like to put the face hugger into air jail, please and thank you.
Okay. So telepathically, you're going to lift it into the air from where it is.
Yeah, even if it's and not so just letting it sit there and flail. I would pick up little rocks from around and put it in like a little rock ball.
Okay.
Like surround it and be like, nope, you're in a Pokeball now.
Sure. Yeah, there's bits of like ceramic glass, bits of the floor that have been kind of like damaged by the gunfire in here.
Especially metal. Anything metal like that, definitely
Yeah, a
just
few metal pieces
around it, please.
Great. Let's go ahead. Let's call this an ego roll.
Okay.
To beat this thing's ego defense.
16.
Okay. With a 16, that should.
Oh wait, no, I'm so sorry. That was still my initiative. It didn't roll the number when I clicked.
You're all
it.
good.
That's so much better. It is a 20. It's a 664 plus 4.
Yeah. We can say that you have enclosed this thing. Just out of curiosity, what is your ego damage for that?
Damage is 28.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. Cool.
I got it. I caught it. Like when someone catches a mouse in a bucket. What do I do with it? What do I do with it?
And you can already see that this thing is like trying to find any small hole it can to try to like wiggle out and try to creep its way out. But it is held in the air right now. So Moon Knight, what would you like to do for your turn?
I mean, we know what symbiotes are. We live in New York. Spider-Man there was Spider Island and all kinds of stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So,
do I eat it?
No, don't do that. I would actually. What might Moon Knight know about how to deal with symbiotes?
You could roll a logic roll if you'd like.
Yeah.
See what your many personalities can recall about. What Khonshu might know.
That is a 22.
Great. You mind meld with all of your other personalities, with your god. Khonshu, in particular, not a big fan of symbiotes. Not a big fan of competition when it comes to other gods in the first place. And these little suckers are pretty adherent to their god, Null, the King in Black, a terrifying being from another planet. What you would know is that symbiotes are, much to their name, not solitary organisms. It's kind of strange to see them out and about. They're often looking for a host because they live off of other things, but they also can empower people. They also can affect the mental stability of the person that they are attached to and enhance a variety of personality qualities, often not the great ones. Number of symbiote individuals in the past. There's been a variety of venoms, all to varying levels of success. There's Toxin, there's Carnage, there was a shield detachment of symbiote aided soldiers. Heck, Moon Knight might even know that Wolverine was Venom for a little bit back in Vietnam. Deadpool's been Venom. A whole bunch
We
of
don't
people
talk
have.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've had a chat with Spider-Man long enough, you would know that the Secret Wars were really weird, and he got a cool costume that turned out to be pretty nasty towards his personal life, and had to get rid of it. So when it comes to their weaknesses, Sonic, boom, what do I say? Like loud sounds is going to be really
Sonic
really helpful.
resonance.
Sonic resonance. Thank you so much. And also intense heat are the two things that are really useful towards them. But otherwise, they're pretty resilient. Gunfire doesn't really seem to affect them overly much, but that's also when they have hosts. When they're on their own, they're definitely weaker than they would be otherwise.
This one didn't try to like take me over, right? It just
Yeah.
it just hurt me.
I feel like that's
It-
specifically what it was trying to do. It was trying to.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, maybe it was trying to knock you out so it could take you over, or maybe it was just trying to off you. You're not
Yeah.
exactly sure. This thing was. It wasn't being exactly friendly. It didn't shake your hand
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Guess I wouldn't know what it feels like to be taken over by a symbiote, so. Okay.
So yeah, I think Moon Knight 100% just like looks slightly up, and if you could see his eyes, they roll back slightly, and he just goes through basically everything Derek just said of like all the different things that Moon Knight would know or was told by Khonshu, and lists it all out. Just
It's a
in a
Khonshu
very-
PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so yeah, we need Sonic things and fire, lots of it.
Oh, so the fact that I keep wanting to scream is a good thing. I just need to point it at the. And it's like it gets close. Point it at it. Right.
You also get Mark in the back of your head. He's like, you need to specify that it's not the hedgehog, Sonic. Gotta go
yes,
fast.
We need loud noises, reverberations.
Okay.
But why is it here? And where are the bodies?
Oh my gosh, they ate them. These things
Yeah, I will
eat
say
people.
this thing
They
is
eat
fighting
people.
to escape. You
Okay.
are still in initiative order. So, is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn, Moon Knight?
Because it doesn't say, but I feel for some reason in my brain's like, what if my Ankh-shaped truncheons are metal? Can I bang them together like a tuning fork to...
Hmm.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's call that a melee attack.
I'm gonna use my last edge.
Oh no.
That was real bad.
Oh.
It's your first time doing this sort of thing, so yeah, let's kind of hollow sound to begin with. Let's see if we can go for a better one.
That's 16 with the edge.
A 16 will do it. What is your damage for that?
That is 22 damage.
That will do it.
Hey.
So with this thing wrapped up in all of this metal and glass and ceramic, you bang your sticks together. You do a Gene Krupa, and the reverberations echo outwards at this thing, and you see like the metal shake a little bit, and like there's this strand of symbiosis that is extending outwards and kind of like forming itself into a claw that's just reaching for Frank outwards. And as you do that, you watch the vibrations kind of ripple through this thing, and it just explodes on the ground. And then as it does, you watch it begin to smoke, sizzle, and evaporate.
Yeah.
I don't think this normally how this works. New York's been was a lot harder to clean up than this.
I feel like I figured out things, but whenever I think I figured out things, it's normally because I'm overthinking stuff. It's not the right thing. Um, Anybody else? We're still in initiative, or is this thing dead now?
You are out of initiative. This thing has evaporated, and you do not have any other immediate dangers around you, as far as you can tell.
Uh, Using the rocks almost like to illustrate their point, they take a grouping of them and then take one and pull it away. So this is little squishy death dude that we just killed, right? And it's the one that's kind of by itself. And this is a giant facility full of different things that it can possibly spread through. And then to put them together, only for to scatter the larger group of stones everywhere. And those are all of the things and dinosaurs that it's been eating since it got here. Craven said that things that were not aggressive suddenly became aggressive. You know, like something maybe got a body that wasn't as strong as it should have been, so it altered it in order to become dangerous again.
The redacted file said that the first experiment was a failure. The second one was a partial success.
Did it say there were anything past number 2?
Didn't.
Well, if this is number 1 trying to prove to Daddy that it's actually a good boy, or number 2 not appreciating that it was only a partial success, well, I mean...
This also means it's probably not a regular symbiote. It doesn't seem to have, I guess, maybe the intelligence that they usually have. There's usually some kind of communication.
Yeah.
Plus, there's gotta be more than 2, because Craven said he's been
That's what I mean. If he's
taking off
dealing
the
with
dinosaurs and having this weird goo come off of them and not survive.
If the goo is just, babies, that's the stuff that was on. And then it went up that. But it
There was blood in the Humvee. That was the first time we'd seen any blood was in the Humvee, and I was the only one in the car. It attached itself to me from the car.
I'm gonna guess that it wasn't blood in the car and that it was the symbiote.
yeah. It made itself look like blood, maybe, so somebody would investigate. Maybe
Or
it's stupid.
Or it is blood.
Or it is blood. I mean, is it still there? I'm gonna go over to the car.
Yeah, you go back to the vehicle, and the back seat, while again has like bullet holes in it, casings, there is no stain, there's no blood on the seat.
Are you sure there was blood in here?
It was the only time I've seen blood so far.
There's nothing here anymore. And I pointed to you because I thought I saw blood. But if that blood wasn't blood and it was just the symbiote in a liquidy form because it was weak, then...
Or it was hunting.
Same.
And the question I have now is if what I thought was blood was the symbiote. Because with all the bullet holes around this place and the lack of bodies, there should be blood everywhere. But there's none.
Maybe they're
Which
part
means...
of the Clean Plate Club.
We gotta go, let's see. Where would communications hub be? Would that be an admin? Or
Yeah, it would be an admin, yeah.
I think we need to first of all get to admin and see if we can send out a message to the rest of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, just stress beacons aren't my forte.
Well, I know Morse code, so we can at least figure that out.
I know how to say pie. This sounds like follow you inside the building.
Frank is walking very carefully because he is at 50 health points, and he looks a little pale.
We still have like, you want some juice or like some cookies? You look like I did after I gave blood.
Fine.
Okay. Going to admin, then you can see that there is a little plaque on the wall. Admin communications, and the door is unlocked. Opens very softly. There is a dark room that it opens to. There's a couple of windows. Again, these seem to have bulletproof glass. The blinds are drawn on them, so you can't really see in before you go in. But there's like just that little bit of light. But as you walk into this room, the lights don't automatically click on. Go ahead and do some vigilance rolls.
If you see blood, don't go anywhere near it.
Vigilance, go.
13 vigilance for me.
Okay.
I got a fantastic. It says 6, Marvel 3 plus 3. It's an 18,
Very nice.
but it says a fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic roll. Perfect.
Got a 17 fantastic.
Very nice. Okay. With that then, Frank, it's pretty dark in here. You're looking out for anything that's moving. You're looking, every square of this room. And well, like I said, it's dark in here, but there's nothing that's moving. There's nothing that seems to be jumping out at you. The darkness, I think, is also what Moon Knight and Typhoid Mary will notice first, as anything that would be giving off light here is mostly giving off because it is sparking. This room has been just destroyed. Any type of communications panel has been smashed. Screens have been like almost punched through, it looks like. Any type of button array has been smashed as well. Everything here looks just devastated. Looking around this room, you can see that there are a whole variety of desks with these computer setups. There were some larger like computer walls that have been smashed as well. And then there are a line of filing cabinets and metal lockers as well. They're lined up in the far right corner of this otherwise pretty square room.
Gotcha. Whoa. This doesn't seem too creepy.
The other thing that I'll note for Moon Knight and Typhoid Mary, as you are scanning this room and you see just a little bit of sparks here, sparks there, your eye catches one of the far lockers, which jolts ever so slightly.
They're gonna like put their arm out to kind of like stop everybody and point over to the locker.
Can I go over to the locker and kind of quietly investigate it? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
sneak over? I'm
Yeah.
gonna attempt to be sneaky about it.
Sure. Cass, I can also see you talking, but I couldn't hear you.
I was trying to be quiet in character and saying, mostly for Frank's benefit of like, we either have a friendly hiding over there or another enemy.
Gotcha.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Y'all, this is gonna be hilarious, but I rolled a 616
Yay!
for my stealth.
It's perfect,
It's the one thing I'm really good at.
Great.
And then
Where'd Felicia
with
go?
the plus,
right?
with the +5, that's a 23.
Yeah. Fantastic success. You almost leap from like desk to desk. You essentially like silently parkour across this room. Even your companions like in this otherwise dark room kind of lose track of you for a second, and you end up silently landing like a cat on top of this locker. So you're directly on top of it, so that way if you open it, whatever you open it to isn't going to be able to immediately get to you, and you are perched, just nothing would know you were there.
I'm gonna do the cat thing of just like looking down. Is it open? Like, did it open when
No,
Mary
the
noticed it? It
Two
just
doors on
made
this
a
locker.
sound?
Yeah, it rattled slightly.
Felicia's gonna reach down and she's gonna open the door slowly, like one of the doors. I guess if it's a double door, and
Okay.
and then, and then if nothing comes out, she's gonna like lean out over and like peek down.
Okay.
If nothing comes out.
You open the door and kind of hunched inside, immediately you all can kind of see this flash of white as there is somebody in a lab coat. And he covers his face and he goes, "Oh, please! Oh goodness, no!" He peeks out.
Hey, up here. You're good, man. Hi.
Hello?
Um,
You would see a bald human man, middle-aged, maybe a little bit younger than that. He has these like very thick glasses on, wearing a lab coat. Beneath that, what looks like kind of like luau shirt, Hawaiian shirt, tropical shirt, however you want to call it. That is like slightly unbuttoned, and he is shaking from what you can tell.
Felicia comes down from top of the locker and lands in front of this guy. She says, "Well, first of all, are you okay?" And she like gives him a like look over.
He doesn't seem to have any injuries to him. His lab coat has a couple of like rips on it. You can see on his badge that he has the name on there. It says Dr. Martin Mendax, Shield agent. It has a little like barcode on it.
So, I have a couple of questions. Looks like you were hiding from something. Felicia stating the obvious. Can you tell me and my friends what happened here? And
Yes.
she'll like gesture towards like the general direction of her friends.
Yeah, Frank will circle kind of back around to sort of near the the locker. He's on very high alert right now.
Yes, I don't mean to answer your question with another question. He's like slowly pulling himself out of the locker and standing up and kind of stretching a little bit. I was in there for quite some time. But you all are heavily armed and you don't appear to be shield agents. Are you here to kill me?
No.
Not yet.
Well,
Stop.
No.
No. That's not
Unless you make
why
us.
we were sent here.
Stop that.
No, I respect the honesty.
He's a
honestly.
doctor. He's a doctor. He's not going to do anything.
He's a scientist
He
who may have
literally was
unleashed
hiding.
something pretty foul. So there's that.
Is that you?
Well, I mean,
Something
there's
unleashed
that, but
itself.
Oh, unleash itself. Okay.
How?
okay.
Let's shut
Yeah.
this door so we don't get snuck up behind.
Oh.
Yes, you all seem to have a lot of questions, and honestly, I wish I had more answers. But yes, my name is Dr. Mendax, and yes, our experiments here did get a little out of control. I am more than happy to answer whatever questions you have, but we need to evacuate this facility as soon as possible. I fear I'm the only one left, and what is left here needs left here forever.
There's
Well.
a couple of issues with that. Number one, we lost our ride. Agent Sherman was with us briefly. He fell. He's dead. But we were
That's
sent by
sad.
SHIELD. We are. What did he call us?
Mistake.
Expendable.
The pathetic part of the lesser Thunderbolts.
We're like
Oh.
the tits part with the asterisk.
Great. Well, we can solve your extradition problem. Do you have one of those shield data cubes?
Yes.
Fantastic. That can override the security protocols that will allow us to get to a Quinjet and allow us to evacuate.
Awesome. You should take off your coat
Why?
because you're a walking target that looks like a lot of hungry treats this thing has already eaten.
Oh. All right. He takes off his lab coat and just folds it lightly, hangs it over the back of a chair, and so now he's just in a like bright, again, luau shirt, all these like red flowers all
Oh.
over it.
Jesus Christ.
Does he have any you said red flowers?
Yes,
Does it look like blood?
I wouldn't say so. They're pretty vibrant red.
Okay. Can I rummage around in here to see if I can find another flak jacket for him, maybe?
Yeah, you don't really see. Well, you can check the other locker.
There was one in the
Because-
hallway, so I mean,
Yeah,
if
there's
I
one in the
even
hallway.
yeah, I'll
On the
grab
way
one of
out.
those and just kind of give it to him.
You layer that over top, big shield logo right on the front.
I have a question.
All right.
There was one outside.
Yes, we were not able to lock down before several of the specimens were able to escape.
Several.
Great. Additional, the real question I have is, there's no blood anywhere. What exactly are they doing?
We were trying to replicate and tame a form of symbiosis that would be separate from the Clintar lineage, the planet that these creatures come from, to try to, well, militarize them. Unfortunately, when we did that, they became much more dependent on a host, and many of them have been sustaining themselves off of the vitality of the personnel here.
What's happening to the bodies?
I would put that under the category of vitality. They're hungry.
They're eating them.
I said that. I said they're eating them. They're eating. You made a bunch of hungry, toxic hippos, and now we have to deal with them.
This facility, I believe, has some sort of safety protocol in situations like this. Aside from lockdown, I just haven't been able to access them. But we can just go and let the rest of Shield deal with this and give our mission report. But I think our priority is just to leave.
You're not wrong. And at this point, they're going to take their little badge and kind of clip it to themselves. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. It's just.
What kind of clearance level do you have?
Yeah, seriously.
I was relatively low on that particular hierarchy. Bottom of the pyramid is maybe a way you would understand that, Moon Knight. But I had access level 1.
How good is your cardio?
How good at what?
How good is your cardio?
I would bicycle sometimes. I haven't done a lot of it since being in the Savage Lands. Things tend to chase you when you run.
Oh.
How long have you been in that closet?
I have no idea. I don't have a watch on me, and long enough I feel rather stiff. I do have worse news, unfortunately. We had a subject that we were sourcing the symbiotic material from, and I fear that subject has also made his particular escape.
Is it by any chance one that we're familiar with?
You all, I believe, are New Yorkers. I think I've seen your faces in the newspaper once or twice. I think you might know one Cletus Corslin Cassidy, Carnage.
Of all the
I'm literally typing in
symbiotes
you're
to
gonna say
pick,
carnage.
Let's go ahead and end our day there. So when we pick up
Frank,
next time,
can we kill him? Can we just kill
Seriously?
him?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it.
You have no idea how happy I was to see that that particular character profile in the newest Spider-Verse book. Let's go ahead and end there. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Thunderbolts Savage. It brings me a sick amount of joy to see player reactions like that. I am Derek Sword, I use he and pronouns. I've been your GM for this game. I'm going to have these lovely people say more about themselves and where you can find more of them. I highly recommend you do. And then we'll do some channel stuff, and then we'll wrap up for the night and maybe even do some ratings. So stick around for the stuff. It's all important, and I highly recommend that you follow these people, buy the stuff that they make, watch the games that they're in, all that kind of cool stuff. So let's go ahead and go around. And where can we find more of your lovely self?
Hi, I'm Anne. I was playing Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. You can find me mostly on Blue Sky nowadays at thegirlwonder.bsky.social. You can also find links to things on my Beacons page, beacons.ai/girlwonder. That page in particular is going to be updated real soon because I got some new projects happening. You can find my old stuff in the archive page. There's a lot of stuff there. Something for every person, whatever your taste is. Recently added a VOD of me playing a pirate Power Ranger. So I come with a lot of range. Mostly superheroes and with a sprinkling of vampire. I'll be updating my socials, my Blue Sky, with my new projects soon. So make sure to follow me there.
Fantastic. Next up, we have TV.
Hi, I'm TV. You can catch me on various social medias at TV Feral, where I mostly complain about the TV shows I'm watching. But I've also got a bunch of other stuff in the works that eventually I will tell people about as soon as they're ready to go. I have been Frank Castle, my son, my husband, and I will pass it off to the next person. And I've had so much fun playing with everybody so far. I love this game; it's very fun.
Awesome, thank you, TV. Next up, we have Buns.
It's me, everybody. Hi, I'm a Buns. And you can normally find me, really, right now, here. I don't have anything else going on for me where you can see my face on stream. But if you'd like to have me in the recesses of your week, you can go over to Magpie Games and you can hire me to be your GM. For this time, I'm in charge. And you can be superheroes that cause problems for me on purpose. I have new games coming up this month where you will either have to deal with a death garden, some type of cosmic horror I've lovingly named Miss Nipopolis, or you can jump down into the deep where we figure out what really happened to the city of Atlantis. Check me out.
Awesome. And last but absolutely not least, we have Cass.
I'm Cass. I've been Moon Knight. And speaking of being in charge of things, in the earlier of the episode mentioned potential casting call going out soon, you could play a game where I run a horror slasher summer camp for Pride.
Absolutely. Super pumped about that. Yeah, we will have some casting calls out here incredibly soon. And yes, Cass absolutely is one of those. Great. Thank you so much to my incredible players. Thank you so much to you in the audience. Thank you to everyone who's been able to donate to Living Arts. So far, this game is in support of Living Arts Detroit. It's an organization that works really hard to provide arts, theater, music programs to kids before K through 12. So preschool up through high school to all sorts of group schools, everything like that in the greater Detroit area. And your donations go a long way, and you can always donate in the middle of the week too. It just gets paid forward to our next game, which will be our finale. I'm Derek Sword. I use he him pronouns. I've been your GM for this game and for many games here on Sword and Key. Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I'm so sorry. Let's talk. I guess to find all of Sword and Key stuff, you can go to beacons.ai/Sword and Key. Right up at the top is our Twitch. If you're watching this live, great. Give us a follow if you haven't already. If you want to subscribe, that's awesome. It's never required. It gets you past those ads, I guess, but Twitch is going to take its cut, whatever. Subscriptions always help us meet our bottom line, which we rarely meet, but that's okay. We're still going to keep doing this. You can also, the next link down is our Discord. Join our Discord. That's where applications are first. You can also hang out with cool folks, talk about cool things. We have movie nights every other week that I'll talk about when we get to our calendar stuff. Lots of great stuff like that. Further down than that, you can find our affiliates like Long Dog Dice. The wonderful Jen from Long Dog Dice recently joined our Horizons Call campaign. And even before she did that, she was awesome enough to make Horizons Call Dice for me, I guess for everybody too, because they're going to be added to the store come next month. So these are the official Damaris dice. They're blue. They have little flecks of copper in them. They're really great. And then you do have the option to get your D20 with the little Dachshund logo from Long Dog Dice, or the 20. And then on the D6, you have the option to get the 6 or the Sword and Key logo, which is pretty cool, all things told. I never thought that was something that would happen, which is to see our logo on a die. So, massive shout out to Jen. You can use code Sword and Key for 10% off your first purchase at Long Dog Dice. Also, Eldritch Foundry, you can use code Sword and Key for 10% off your purchase there. They make custom minis no matter how weird and wild your TTRPG character might be. And then we also have an affiliate link for Hit Point Press, makers of Humblewood, the Griffin Saddlebag books. They have music on there. They have VTT stuff, minis, plush, cards, as well as the TTRPG books. They have some free stuff on there, which is pretty great. So check them out. Use our custom link if you do. Even if you're getting the free stuff, use our custom link. It's much appreciated. Further down than that, you can see our charitable organizations like Living Arts Detroit, which is listed there. We also have one for PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, Canadian Campaigns for Independence, a whole bunch of stuff. We also have our Pallies listed there if you're looking to tip our cast and crew for our games that aren't philanthropy focused, even though most of them are. Speaking of our Pride Month games, and again, the application will be out soon for that, are going to be in support of Lambda Legal. So we will have a link out for that as well, and there'll be a variety of incentives built in for our variety of games that we'll be playing, so you can keep an eye out for all of those. Other stuff. Oh, calendar. I guess that would be what's next. So, today is May 18th. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time, we have the second episode of Fragments of Loss. That is a heroics chord game, Rangers of the Broken World. It's really cool. It's like a post-apocalyptic sort of scenario with Rangers trying to go out into the world and solve those like monstrous problems that will crop up in a post-apocalyptic world, but in like a sort of fantasy setting, less of like a Fallout setting. It's pretty great. We have a great cast for that, and Angela, Phoenix 24 Femme, is running that game, and it's been pretty awesome. If you have the time, I definitely recommend checking out the premiere in our VODs and watching episode 2 tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. On Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, we have the return of Gate Night. That is our weekly three-way date with Shadow, LD, and myself, where we play Baldur's Gate 3. We are in Act 3. No, we have not made it to actual Baldur's Gate. We've finally made it to Worm's Rock. It's only taken us, I don't know how many, like 50 something, just way too many episodes, but we're getting there. It'll only be like 100 more before we finally finish the game. It's day 46. That's whatever. I mean, that's only like whatever 46 times 3 is hours of gameplay. No, that's not happening. On Saturday, we have the next episode of Horizons Call. That is our 4 or 5 year ongoing nautical campaign. We just did add the wonderful Jen to our crew, our cast. So we have a 5-person cast now. It's pretty great. And they've got to decide what they're going to do next. They've got adventures to go on and a town that was just destroyed. So kind of being pulled in a whole bunch of directions. But that's on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have the finale of Thunderbolts at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 25th. 25th is also the next episode of Monster Crush, which is a podcast I do with my friend LD. We talk about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth, and how smoochable they are. We just had episode 102 come out not that long ago, which was our Mommy's Day episode. We talked about some monster mommies. And then this next episode is going to be a surprise to even me, because I haven't written it yet. But it will be out hopefully Sunday, if not Monday, wherever podcasts are found. Other than that, like I said, we have movie nights every other week. Our next movie night is coming up on the 30th. We do our monthly Ghibli watch, so we're watching The Boy and the Heron, the 2023 Ghibli movie. And that is completely free. You just have to be a member of our Discord, and we stream those completely free at 6 p.m. Pacific time every other Friday. So with that, we're gonna have a bunch more stuff on the calendar for June for Pride Month. The one thing that I know for certain is my game, which is going to take this time slot, 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, and that will start on the 8th and also play for 4 weeks. Also on the 8th, we have our next Sword and Tea, which is our game chat show, and we'll be talking to Adam Bell, who wrote Uneasy Lies the Head, which is a intrigue sort of like court backstabbing medieval sort of game, which seems really fun. I really like the concept of it, so you can definitely check that out. We'll have more stuff out soon as well. Our calendar is going to get really full. I think we'll have something almost every day of the week next month. So keep an eye out. And if you would like to be a part of that, keep an eye out for the application, which I will make sure to post everywhere that I possibly can, because I would love to see more faces, more of these wonderful faces on this channel as well. All that said, we are going to be rating anytime Discord wants to cooperate with me. We're going to be reading Happy Jacks. So, Happy Jacks RPG. Go spread some positivity over there. Go be kind to yourself. Go be kind to others. We'll see you next time, if not sooner. Hope to see you sooner. And until then, make mine Marvel RPG Multiverse. Bye.